choose whether he wanted to serve or not.
Sure, but I mean, Murray wanted to be into
on
the
that
win.
side. Yeah.
And just quickly, Chris, while we're on this psychological warfare for the early calls early on, really interesting to see Andy Murray walk onto court and take the chair closest to him. 99 times out of 100, the first player on the court will take the far chair, and that would have had him in eye contact with his camp. Now it's crisscross across the chair.
Wow. Well, Murray trying to make an early statement. That guy knew how to pound the forehand from the middle of the court.
19 Grand Slam finals for Ivan Lendl. Had a meeting with him this afternoon. He doesn't give much away. Whenever you try to ask him, probe about tactics, he gets quiet. But I did get a sense how he thinks his guys should approach this match.
Well, that's going to be the really interesting thing to see how this match unfolds. Because, you know, for Murray, yes, he's become more offensive. The knock on him, which was justified, was that he was way too passive and defensive in his previous major finals before last year's Wimbledon final when he played well in a losing effort. But the flip side of that is that if he's maybe too offensive, that could play into Rogers' hands.
From the Federer side, Paul Anacone really discounting Murray's matches at the tournament. The competition hasn't been tough. He really hasn't been pressed, and focusing on the last couple of meetings.
Well, I agree.
They played
with
in
that.
Shanghai and London.
Yeah. And first one, that one, Murray won the one in Shanghai, which was just after the U.S. Open. And then Roger got him at the year-end championships in London.
After Murray made a hyper-aggressive start and got up a quick break, Federer was able to turn that around. For some grinding rallies. Murray had a chance to come in that rally with the short ball, but went back to the baseline, Patrick. More down Federer.
Well, you know, Roger knows that he's got to be aggressive. That was kind of a BB kind of point. It hasn't taken him long to get into this match. I mean, it's some outstanding hitting here in this first game.
Federer now faces an early break point.
Coach Anacone. You don't often see Paul on the edge of his seat in the first game.
Yes.
Federer's had the much tougher draw to get to this semifinal. Davydenko second round, Tomic third round, Raonic fourth round, Tsonga five-setter.
Tougher on paper for sure, but he handled all those guys easily until Tsonga. And you could argue, was outplayed over 4 sets, but was steadier and stronger in the 5th. Murray hasn't been pushed at all. Chardy here in the previous round pressed him just a little bit.
Oh, what a shot.
Federer responds and holds after saving up break point as Greg Norman looks on.
Well, I mean, certainly a key for Federer is always when he plays a Djokovic or a Murray is that first serve. As goes the first serve, so goes the rest of his game. He's won 82% of points on his first serve points in this tournament. That's the highest of any of the players left. The other part of Federer's game, of course, is the forehand, which has broken down on occasion in some of these big hard-court matches. This was against Tsonga. It didn't break down there. He did make a lot of errors. Now for Andy Murray, well, guess what? This guy's the best returner in the business. The stats back that up as he attacks the second serve here of Chardy. That allows him to dictate from the middle of the court with that beefed up forehand wing. This is when he took on Gilles Simon, who had nothing in the tank in this match. And Murray just had his way again, controlling the point, using his variety there, and finishing it off with the forehand into the open court for the easy overhead winner.
First point, Murray. This is the second serve now. And it's Federer taking the return and coming in, but the sweet pass.
15 love.
Certainly Federer trying to send an early message that he's going to look to attack the quicker court. That's where this quicker court can be an advantage for Federer, that he can play some quicker points. In years past on this court, there's no way you could have come in on second serves consistently. We'll see if he can do it tonight. And I think where Paul Annacone has made the biggest difference for Federer is that backhand side. That rally's a good example. He didn't get off the baseline once. He kept hitting it, going after the ball, not using the slice as much, because that's gotten him into trouble, obviously, against Nadal, Djokovic, and Murray in the past.
Thirteen, 15. Chris removed.
Is that correction? Yes. I didn't understand what you said.
14-15.
Yeah, neither did we, Roger. It's called an ace, corrected by leaning in the chair.
Game Murray. 1-0.
Our IBM insights for this match, targeting this statistic, winning more than 36% of the first serve return points for Murray. If he can do that, very likely he can win the set. Federer pretty dominant, although Tsonga was able to break him 5 times in the quarterfinal. Federer had not been broken coming into that match.
Yeah, Federer leads most of the stats in serving in the tournament. Murray leads in returning. So something's going to have to give in this one, and I certainly think that those serve return numbers will tell a big part of the story of this match.
I went through the stats of the last half a dozen times these two guys played, and interestingly, Andy Murray out-aced Roger Federer in most of those matches, in fact all of those matches, but it was the second serve points won by Andy Murray that let him down in the matches he lost.
It's a big stat in any match on the men's side especially, but if you look back at the last 9 meetings, which starts with their final here in 2010, the winner of that category, protecting your second serve, winning the higher percentage of points, has been the winner of the match every time.
Let's for service.
Yeah, it's a beefy forehand there from Murray. And that's a weak second serve there from Federer. That was just 95 miles an hour with no direction on it. Look at this. It's in the middle of the box. That's an easy return. Murray immediately gets in control of the point. It's over.
It's a sign of Federer's confidence in that side, Patrick. He's willing to go backhand to backhand, but Murray able to...
not a good pattern for him, because Murray's just more solid off the backhand wing. He can hit the angles, he can hit it up the line, and he's starting to hit that backhand with a little more authority in the last year. Look out.
Just like his first service came, Federer faces a break point, this time 2 of them.
Now Murray knows that was a very makeable pass there.
Federer, typically when he loses matches, struggles in that department. Struggled big time against Tomic. Actually, didn't hurt him. He won it in straights, but also against Joe.
Incredibly, Murray's won 52% of service return games coming into this match. I mean, that's unheard of in the men's game. Maybe on clay, excuse me, Chris, you would see some of those numbers on a clay court from a Nadal, but on a pretty quick hard court, that's impressive.
Also interesting to see Andy's game evolve from a couple of years where the backhand was really the kill shot and the forehand was the rally shot that would try to open up the court for the backhand, and now it's completely different. It's the forehand that's become the kill shot.
Besides breaking his opponents more than half the time, Patrick, Murray has gotten a break early in every single match. One of the first 2 service games of his opponent, he has broken through to jump in front. Now he hasn't faced the world's greatest servers en route to this match, but the pattern could repeat right here. Another chance for Murray.
Well, lots of opportunities and lots of looks for Murray on these break points. I mean, he's been in every rally. And that's why Lendl's sort of putting his head down. He's saying, wait a second. I mean, it's one thing if the guy hits aces, but he's been in every point.
It's still fairly breezy down here as well, Patrick. And a couple of these shots, he's trying to get the extra spin on the ball to control it with the breeze.
Advantage Murray.
And now a 5th opportunity already in this first set for Murray to break. Comes a momentum shift if you don't get the break at this point.
Let's for service.
That's very much the Murray game plan. Began with a strong return, and the Scot out of the blocks quickly.
Murray leads by 2 games to 1 for service.
Day off for Novak Djokovic. This is the major where the men's semifinals are split, meaning in this case the top half of the men's draw. 2 days of rest before the final here on Sunday. Novak may go back and put on the telly and check this one out. He said, how can you not watch when Andy and Roger play?
Good point. Yep.
Boy, it was a devastating performance by Djokovic last night against the #4 player in the world, David Federer.
Especially behind the players.
One of the most lopsided slam semifinals you will ever see. But Lendl discounted that. He said that's more about matchups, Patrick. He doesn't think either Andy or Roger would be especially bothered by Novak's brilliance last night.
I would agree with that. I mean, and I think his point also about the fact that Murray's had an easier road. It's not, they're so experienced now in these situations, both these guys, that it's a little bit,
15 love.
you know, you make a little bit of the comparison with Sharapova. You know, she dominated, she was barely losing games, then she goes up against Li Na, who gets hot, and she, you know, wins 4 games in the semifinal. So this has been a beautiful start for Andy Murray. I mean, he's in every one of the points essentially on Federer's serve. He's serving big. He's pumped up the first serve. He's winning cheap points on those with regularity now. It's early, but he's come out with a statement.
40 love.
That's why I don't think you put a lot of credence into Berankis, a severely depleted Simone, Chardy. I don't think you can draw much from those matches. It's a different Murray tonight. It has to be.
Fourteen, 15.
Unloaded on that forehand there, and Federer uses the pace, kind of pushes it back deep and gets the unforced error. Murray's definitely looking to take offense early and often. 8 winners, 8 errors so far. Good approach there. Murray should have shake it off.
From 40 love back to deuce, and this suddenly becomes complicated. Murray's service game. Federer expected an aggressive approach. He's not caught by surprise here. This is a different looking Murray than they played here 3 years ago. That's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about that. To change subtly what he's doing out there, and he's just kind of working his way into it. He's not going for too much, and Murray's actually, even though he's hitting winners, he's making a lot of errors now.
Yeah. Roger says playing Andy can make you feel really uncomfortable. That's the challenge, but it's also part of the fun. It's why he tries to enjoy these moments, problem solving.
Yes.
Big thumper out wide, saves the break point. Already 3 aces for Murray. He's hitting them pretty consistently. The first serves, Patrick, over 130, 132.
He's improved that a ton last 3 years. Whoa.
He badly misjudged it. It's long.
I thought the serve was out, or it was close for Roger.
I agree. I thought the serve was long.
Roger just said, I had a quick comment to the chair umpire. Obviously can't challenge unless you do it right away.
Meanwhile, Murray thought he could smash that, hesitated, and it floated just long. So game point. He made Murray pay. That was a very soft second.
Well, we talk about Federer's second serve, and it's a little bit vulnerable, but Murray's is very vulnerable as well. And so that's going to be, you know, I think Murray's going to probably win a lot of points on his first serve because he's serving big, but his second serve numbers could be costly for him. He's only won 1 out of 4 so far. It's a much better second serve there.
Advantage Murray.
Weak reply from Federer, and it allowed Murray to come in and knock off the routine volley.
Race to a 40-love lead, but later had to fight off a break point, but Murray backs up his own break 3-1.
Murray leads by 3 games to 1 for set.
So used to seeing Federer's opponents kind of have to weather the storm when he starts out in a hot streak. It's kind of a turn of the tables here. Murray playing very well, serving as well as Lundell could have hoped.
Well, one thing we know from Federer, Chris, is there's no panic in him. So he understands that this is a marathon. Each of these matches, the best of 5, and he will constantly, in his own mind, try to figure out what he needs to do.
Which is?
Well, he needs to serve better early. I mean, he's not serving well enough. This was actually, that was the best serve he's hit. Good direction, good pace on it. And that allows him to then win a few cheap points. He hasn't won any cheap points on his own serve yet.
40 long.
So he gets in a little bit of a rhythm. He's a rhythm server. When he gets in the groove, he'll get a lot of first serves, a lot of quick points. That then allows him to free up in the rest of his game.
It's hard to find fault with the way he's served. Again, broken just 5 times in the tournament, all by Tsonga. But the ace total amazingly low in that 5-setter. He still held pretty well, but over a 5-set match, Rod only 6 aces. It's got to be the first time in his career.
It's been a long time since I've been home. My kind of work keeps me on the road, and I'm not going down.
Long way from home for both men. Can Murray keep up this positive start, serving up a break at 3-2?
Oh, yeah.
That's the book on Roger, of course. Coming on the backhand, but he's hitting that shot so well now.
Well, he handles the low one a lot better than the high one. That's right in his wheelhouse there. Anything below the knees, he's amazing. Look at this. That's a grass court pass. It's the ones up high above the shoulder that give him trouble with that single-handed backhand. Well, that's great stuff.
Wow. Wouldn't have seen that a couple of years ago. Running around the backhand, hit a big forehand from outside the tram lines.
He knew he had to go for broke there for the winner, and he was fully confident that he could hit it. Excellent footwork there.
Let's for service.
One of the things that Roger's always had difficulties in playing Andy Murray with, and that's why he has a losing record, even when Andy was a youngster, was Murray has that ability to get to Roger's backhand at any time of the point. Because his backhand cross-court is so strong, even if Roger feels he's on top of the point, Murray can find a way to the Federer backhand, and that's really frustrated Federer at times.
14-15.
Murray, as a younger player, actually gave Federer more trouble than the older, improved Murray has. If you look at the results head-to-head, there was a time when Andy beat Roger 6 out of 7 between 06 and 09. Roger remembers that. He mentioned it the other day. Not too many have beaten him 4 in a row head-to-head.
Ladies and gentlemen, Murray is challenging down. The right near sideline, ball will go down.
Just a millimeter or so.
14-13. Murray has 2 challenges remaining. Game, Murray.
4-2. Talked about the head-to-head. They've actually played 8 indoors matches. If you count the Wimbledon final as being more indoors than outdoors. They closed the roof, and Roger was better after it was closed. Federer 3-2 last year. The 3 previous meetings in majors have all been finals. This is the first semifinal in a major. 9-1 Federer in sets in those matches. They played at every major final except Roland Garros.
That was a great example there of being able to find the Federer backhand. Normally when he's on the attack and he's in position on top of a point, Federer has that ability to know that he's going to hit a forehand against most players on the next shot. Against Murray, he doesn't.
He's pressed and missed 2 forehands long in this game.
Well, he's pressing because he's not winning any cheap points. You saw Murray's basically getting every serve back in play. And once they get into these long extended rallies, consistently edge Murray.
The Tsonga match, Patrick, Joe got back into play more than 3 out of 4 of Roger's first serves, which didn't happen in a lot of their previous head-to-heads, and Roger's used to having a lot more unreturned first serves than that when he's hitting it well.
He definitely not found the rhythm on that first serve yet tonight.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Well, this guy's become such an athlete, Andy Murray. He's always had amazing hands and tennis skills. But what he's done with his body and his fitness is he's become just a phenomenal athlete out there, a mover. This guy's always been that.
Look at the skidding by Federer with both feet. And Murray a chance to rip wide open this first set. 2 break points. Missed it. Beautiful defensive skills by both guys.
Amazing change of direction there from Murray. As Federer had to come up with a brilliant backhand overhead to win that point.
The set getting a little more physical. That's 4 straight points for Federer. Stays in contest. Murray still up a break.
Murray leads by 4 games to 3. First set.
Welcome back to the Australian Open 2013, presented by Franklin Templeton Investments.
Sudden weather change in Melbourne today. It was high 70s. Patrick, we're going to lunch. We come out of lunch, it's about 10, 12 degrees cooler. And it's chilly tonight. Sweater weather for the fans watching outside Ron Laver Arena.
Or singlet weather for Roger Federer.
From the start of the match. These two guys certainly working up a sweat in the first 7 games. Murray had chances there, Patrick, to really take command of the set. 2 break points. Now got to go back to work. You know Federer is going to try to make a push in this return game.
Look at our IBM match update. Murray, look at the number at the bottom left there. 1 for 7 on break point chances. So Federer lucky to be in this set at the moment.
Points in 3 Federer service games. Able to get the break
30
once.
It was a pretty tough volley there. He kept it low. Federer was able to just get his racket on it. Murray 14 for 17 now on his first serve points. His first serve's got way more mustard on it than Federer's does. It's not even close. That was a routine 207, which is 129 miles per hour. Federer's fastest is 125.
Game, Murray.
5-3.
5 games to 3.
Division rivals head-to-head Friday night in the NBA. Tony Parker and the Spurs look to stay atop the Southwest, challenged by tennis fan Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks. NBA Friday presented by State Farm. Coverage tips off with Kia. NBA countdown at 7:30. The Watch ESPN app also has it. Federer now to stay in this first set, fighting from behind throughout it.
Second service.
It's just unusual to see Federer struggle so consistently to hold serve. So Murray's average on the first serve so far is 124, and Federer's average on the first serve speed is 116. And then you combine that with the fact that Murray's gotten 70% in, Federer 55%. That's why so far it's been Andy Murray's set.
And that may be the biggest improvement in Murray's game, because remember a couple of years ago, Patrick, that Murray quite often would be under 50% of first serves made.
Yeah,
now he's around the 65% mark.
Yeah, in addition to serving bigger.
And Darren, he could win a lot of matches serving under 50, but not against this guy.
No. And also, don't discount that lingering effect from playing a tough 5-set match a couple of nights ago for Federer. He looks a little lethargic here the first 4 or 5 games, but that's not unusual. The last couple of games he looks to be getting that speed back, so I think he'll make a real push from here.
Yeah, I mean, the numbers would say that he's been dominated in this set, but he's still, after he holds here, which I think he will, it's still 5-4. And maybe not.
That smoke return.
That was a big one.
14-13.
Maybe at 40-15, Murray trying to send a message in that return.
Roger
He's been going after him.
Yeah, Roger looked back as he thought maybe that was going to go out.
So Murray will serve for the first set in the semifinal. We come back. Sunset as the holiday weekend begins here in Australia. Australia Day, their version of July 4th, is tomorrow.
Fireworks set.
Oh,
yeah, right after about 9:40 p.m.
Big day out concert, Pat. You want to go see the Chili Peppers and the Killers?
I'm in, man.
Yeah,
I know you could get me tickets.
Federer's trying to get himself going here, came out sprinting and really trying to push those legs.
Murray will make it very tough if he keeps serving like that. Beautiful angle on that first serve. 5-0. That's the ace count right now. Federer has to play one extra shot, but that beautiful forehand ripped open the point.
Yeah, that's his best forehand of the night right here from Federer. Great angle. Murray does well to stay in the point for a couple more shots. Federer looking to elevate right here to get back in this set. Three big serves to start this game. And again, Federer, he won't budge off that line. He will not give any ground, and I think that hurts him on the first serve return.
You felt the same thing against Tsonga.
Yeah.
He was barely winning points in Joe's service games during stretches of that match. Huge forehand. The willingness to take a big cut from that side paying off for Murray. Two chances to finish off really excellent opening set for the Scot. Murray 6 games to 4, just like the Wimbledon final. Can Federer turn this one around? Well, what a change from a few years ago. It's Murray the aggressor. Far more winners, 16-6. That includes 5 aces. More errors than Federer, but just a more muscular game all the way around.
Yeah, bigger serving, a lot more cheap points on that serve, and pounding the forehand. And the example you see, this is a 15-30 point the last game, Chris. Watch Federer after he hits his backhand. This next ball is kind of sitting to Murray's forehand when he runs around. Look at Federer right there. He starts to move to his left because he thinks it's going back to the backhand. And Murray then pounds the forehand down the line. He's got Federer on his heels. You know, when they get into those rallies and Murray steps into the backhand corner to hit the forehand, he's been going both directions. So Roger's having trouble reading it, picking it up.
You could almost see some confusion on his face. But he knows that he's got plenty of time to figure this out. We've seen him problem solve throughout his whole career.
13-15.
Off speed serve. Both serves so far in that deuce court in this game have been sort of off speed and wide. So a different approach already in this service game.
14-15.
Well, he won 43% in that first set, did Murray, on the first serve return points. Thus won the set.
Please.
He's really beating Federer a lot so far tonight, pushing him into the forehand corner.
Deuce.
Murray was jumping around ready to pounce on that second serve. Maybe Federer caught him out of the corner of his eye.
Advantage Federer.
We'll see if Murray can avoid the dip, Patrick, at the beginning of this set. They're closing out the first set so well.
Deuce.
Might be his tendency in the past to just let down a little bit, not be quite as aggressive at the start of this set. Come off the throttle.
He's fought back in this game from 40-15 down, and another game point back to deuce. That's a great pickup there from Federer. That was an excellent return.
Advantage Federer.
2 serve and volleys in this game.
Yeah, believe it or not, Andy doesn't like passing off the backhand side as much as he does off the forehand side. Even though you feel like the backhand's a better shot, it's because he doesn't get the spin off the backhand. He has to hit it too flat.
Game
Federer trots over to his chair. Off to a good start in the second set.
Second set.
What's the importance of his first service game? Right now?
Better. It's big. I mean, it was big. His serve was better that game, and with the 1-game lead, you would think that he'll be able to take a couple more chances maybe, as Paul Anacone's got to be pretty concerned what he saw in that opening set.
Got a little bit of a feel to that opening set at the Wimbledon final as well, and Roger was able to turn things around there, and Andy's first serve percentage came down in that match. That's what Roger has to be thinking.
The issue, the team warm-up jackets there. Severin Luthi does not have one on. Everybody else seems to.
See, right there, you kind of sense that Federer knows he's got to be more aggressive. As you see the IBM serve profile, outstanding numbers on the first serve and first serve points won, but he's not fully committed yet to go forward. And part of that, most of that, is his respect for Murray's defensive ability.
Federer, no mistake on that pass.
15-all.
That time Murray sort of came in without a lot of conviction. He was sort of around the service line when he hit that first volley. This one right here at full stretch was a brilliant backhand from Federer.
He's been getting 1 or 2 quick points on his serve every service game.
That's been, to me, the biggest difference. Because obviously they get into the rallies, slight edge Murray, but if it were Federer winning the cheap points on serve, that might be a little bit different. 6-0 and aces. And a lot of points like that, where it's either an unreturnable serve or a bang-bang point for Murray. It's almost like a little, it's funny, it's almost like a little role reversal.
I was thinking the same thing.
That Murray's like winning the points the way Federer used to win them against him, and now the longer rallies, Federer's got a better chance.
You're right, though. Bang, bang points, and there were 3 of them in that game going Murray's way.
1 game over, second set.
Darren, is there any explanation for Rogers serving over the last match and now a set, in your view?
Well, you can understand it a little bit against Murray because he's got such a big wingspan and he gets his racket on so many of these returns that you do start pressing a little closer to the lines.
Not
so much against Joe. I just think he didn't have his best serving night against Joe, but maybe he's carried that forward in this match. But I see zero panic in Rogers' mind. He's been in this position many times before.
Let me know when you do see some panic, because that'd be a first. Here's Murray's return placement, which is kind of interesting, Chris, is that almost all of his returns have gone into the backhand side. What that tells me is that Federer is just not doing nearly enough with his serve, that Murray can actually get a look at it and direct it to one side of the court. I mean, normally you're returning the serve of a really good server. You're just trying to get a solid hit on it, get it back in play. Only on a weaker serve or a second serve can you say, okay, I can make direction onto one side of the court.
Darren, that wasn't suggesting there's panic, but if you were to try to diagnose why Roger wasn't able to quite hit his spots against Tsonga and dominate with the serve, and it has carried over.
No, it certainly has, and it's a bit of a double whammy effect as well, because he's having to work so hard in his service games, and then Murray's sort of rolling through his service games, so the pressure's straight back on Roger's shoulders.
That's a great shot there.
You sort of take for granted, Patrick, that Roger can come out every match and sort of hit those four corners on a dime at 125. Maybe we shouldn't.
No. Well, he certainly hasn't been able to do it the last two matches, but he did enough that he needed to in the last match against Tsonga.
Let's service.
Superior steadiness, and he was also the fitter player, even though Tsonga's worked hard in that department. In the fifth set was Federer fresher. There's the first ace, and it closes out. 2-1 lead.
Second set. Murray by 1 set to love.
We're fortunate that the construction of Rod Laver Arena protects this court from the wind. You can see that flag there. The matches in the outer courts today, some of the juniors, the wheelchair matches, it was brutal out there. It would be very, very windy if this were an open stadium like Arthur Ashe or Chatrier tonight.
Absolutely.
It'd be very tough for these players. But this is so protected with the retractable roof keeping out the wind. When it gets in here, it can swirl, but it's more of a breeze than a real gusty wind. Those juniors today were struggling.
I'm sure.
If you've not been with us for a lot of the 2 weeks, this has been the windiest Australian Open any of us can remember. Every day there's been a consistent breeze.
Yeah, and pretty cool. We had basically had one very hot day in the first week and one hot day yesterday.
Almost every night session the temperatures have dipped down to the low 60s, high 50s.
30 love.
Another Murray service game, another couple of quick points. Velocity still very high, and the direction excellent after 1 hour of play. Federer has had just one break point chance.
Forehand there, but Roger has not been able to hit nearly as many forehands tonight as he'd like.
Well, he's doing a lot of
backhands.
A lot of road work. And I mean, this was a great forehand here, but it was at the end of a rally where Murray was really dictating the tempo of the point. And Federer's been one of the best ever at hitting on the move. We know that. But he's been forced to hit on the move a little more than even he would like so far tonight. Well, that's the shot that Federer likes to probe Murray with, that little short slice. And Murray, interestingly, hit it back cross court and went back. Didn't give Federer the target that he wanted with him coming to net, and he missed it.
A couple of times he's done that. That's a sort of a change in tactic on Murray's part. Federer wants you to come to net, doesn't he? Or miss the first ball.
Blackness for service.
Well, he's looking to get you out of your comfort zone. And, you know, I think Murray's overall court positioning is better. He's closer to the line. So that ball's, I think, generally a little bit easier for him to handle now. He's closer to it. I think that's the other area as Murray brings down another monster serve where Lendl has really helped him in that stay up on the line, don't give ground, only play defense when you have to play defense. Obviously he's a tremendous mover, but not only has he beefed up this serve, but Lendl's gotten to his head. Listen, you can out muscle guys. You don't need to be out there running side to side, which is what he used to do.
Yeah, this guy's not, some wiry road runner. He's a really well-built 6'3" guy and would burn a lot of unnecessary energy defending in his young years.
And that would catch up to you later in tournaments. That's unbelievable quickness there. I mean, he gets out of his corner so quickly after that return. Watch the speed here. Boom. He actually turns around, and he's got plenty of time there. Federer's nowhere near that ball. Amazing quickness there.
I wish there were a way to capture the TV cameras
15-15.
how well these guys fly around the court. It's easy to see on a low-angle shot, or when you watch a match courtside, if you're lucky enough. It's very hard to appreciate how well they defend.
Never seen
from
a guy
high camera angle
hit the return and turn around and come back and hit the next shot for a win.
And it's a gift at 15-30.
From Federer these last 3 points. He knows that he's got to weather this storm here. And that's why you heard him yell out after Murray missed his forehand. Unbelievable competitiveness this guy has. He's won 17 majors and he's just dying for one more. Loves the battle.
He's getting one tonight.
He's getting a barrage tonight, too. I mean, Murray's just relentless. Rogers trying to throw different looks at him.
Advantage Federer.
Couple of cheap points in the service game. Murray missing returns. Challenge. And it's good that maybe Federer finding the range on that first serve in time. He leads 3-2.
Federer leads by 3 games to 2 second set.
Reigning champ Victoria Azarenka's semi-final win was filled with controversy.
Yeah, I thought it was Bush League what she did.
It's not an injury to have a panic attack.
Now, to defend her title, she must face fan favourite Li Na, who is poised to win her second major. Tennis down under. The Australian Open Women's Championship, Victoria Azarenka versus Li Na, Saturday morning at 3 a.m. on ESPN. Presented by Franklin Templeton Investments.
Federer answering the challenge of Murray so far in this second set, serving better, but hasn't been able to solve the Murray serve. Just the one break opportunity so far tonight. Couldn't cash it. Needs Murray's serving performance to come down a little bit, frankly.
Thank you. Players are ready, ladies and gentlemen.
Fans still getting settled in. Murray had 2 nighttime hitting sessions the last couple nights at Hisense, the second biggest stadium here, because his matches have all been during the day. Looks like they might have paid off. He's seen the ball pretty well tonight.
Yeah, that's not been an issue. There was some controversy during this past week that the Murray camp was talking to the tournament and complaining that he didn't get an opportunity to play at night, but Murray just shrugged it off. He didn't make a big deal out of it. Which I think was exactly the right thing to do for him.
When you have a major and it happens to be the world's most famous one, and the scheduling is basically catered to your needs, as Wimbledon is to Murray's, you really can't complain too much. And he hasn't.
Big difference, guys, though. At 7:30, though, it was broad daylight still here, and now the sun has definitely gone down. The sky's a lot darker. The lights have come on. So this is the first time that Andy Murray has played a match in these conditions.
He did take a look up at the lights there. You don't think they can be simulated in the hitting sessions, Darren, which were later at night over on Hisense?
No. Certainly helps, but just not the same in playing in front of 15,000 people.
Roger's used to this. The last 4 matches here have been later night session matches.
Well, here's a small opening maybe for Federer. It's 30-all. He's bouncing around. He's took the ball from the ball kid there. He's trying to sort of manufacture a break here, and it can do so. He's right in this match.
He's been waiting for Murray to have a dip.
Yep.
Maybe this is it. Tennis from Murray.
That really was, Chris.
He was like fighting that slice. Huh?
Yeah, it was exactly right. That ball was very, very low. This backhand here, and Murray had to really get up to it quickly and get under it and keep it low enough, and Federer just barely missed that. That is some serious racket work there from Murray.
So much for the dip. And in that game, he closed it when he needed it. 3-all. Next game's Aspen continues later today at 3. Check out the snowboard street finals, and at 10:30 it's the men's ski superpipe final. Also live on the Watch ESPN app. I guess it's later today if you're up.
Yes, in the middle of the night.
It could feel like tomorrow if you're going to sleep after this match. You know you make real concessions and sacrifices as tennis fans to watch the Aussie Open matches, and we know you think it's worth it. So
we
thanks for being there.
Yeah, absolutely.
New balls.
It's the start of 09. Federer's 2-15 versus Djokovic, Murray, and Nadal when losing the first set. 1-4 at majors. And of course, that win was last year at Wimbledon.
Yeah, pretty big one.
Point of the night.
Rod Laver Arena comes to life. Murray's so rangy, so instinctive. Tough to beat Roger in those kind of points. More Federer first serves giving Murray trouble now.
Yes,
last couple of service games.
Definitely serving better in this set. 80% first serve percentage in this set. Hasn't had to hit that many second serves. That was a bigger second there.
First little sign also of Andy just having a chat to his camp. Been fairly flatline for this entire match. No big signs of positive emotion, but no negative stuff either. It's actually been Roger that's been trying to get himself geared up.
I was talking to Lendl earlier and said Andy Murray at a major through 5 rounds and no drama, so quiet. This must be your impact. He said it's kind of nice, isn't it? Now Murray's starting to be right there, and some frustration there again, chatting away with his box. I asked Lendl, I said, do you love the feeling of being in the coaching box in these big matches? He said, no, I actually like the off weeks, working with the player on the practice court, the blocks of time between tournaments. He enjoys that more than actually sitting in the box and watching Murray's matches.
So he's a real coach. That's good.
He's a real coach.
Yeah.
And he says he's got no plans to quit anytime soon. 4-3 for Federer. Watching tennis is such a shared experience here in Melbourne. It's a tennis crazy country. On the grounds here, there are a couple spots with big screens, but also in Federation Square in the center of Melbourne, they have a screen set up. I was over there when Serena was playing Sloane, that match that shook up women's tennis, and there were lots of people kind of walking by, sitting down in the hot sun, by the way, watching that match.
Thank you. Love.
So telling, Patrick, Andy's last service game when it was 30-all seemed to be an opportunity for Federer. Boom, boom, some big serves and an ace to start this game, his 9th.
30 love.
I mean, he is serving incredibly well.
Oh, come come on. Darren, have you seen a better serving performance by Murray in a big match?
No, not for this long. You can see it for 4 or 5 games, service games, but this has been a couple of sets now where he's been just right on the money as that first serve.
Exactly. He can do this, but to sustain it now for almost 2 sets, that's what's surprising.
Just a great point from both players, but the fact that Murray's working so hard on a 40 love point, to me, is the bigger story of this point. That he's sending a message to Federer that I'm not going to give anything away at any point in the match, mentally or physically.
Like a little side swipe drop where he kind of brushed the racket across, giving it backspin and side spin.
Trying to pull out all the tricks that he can. That's a nice 1-2 there from Federer as that wide serve has been working for him in the deuce court.
And there's another come on after that forehand from Roger, continuing to get himself up. And there's the importance here of staying strong in these service games while Murray's serving so well.
Murray again races up comfortably.
Yeah, I might want to put the drop shot away from Federer. Because, I mean, Murray's just too quick. He's too quick. He's too rangy. And when he gets there, he has the ability to do anything he wants with the ball.
Is there anybody better after they race up to a drop
I don't
shot?
think so.
Djokovic is pretty good.
Djokovic is darn good. Yeah, I think because Murray's got great speed and great hands from below the net. But to Darren's point, I mean, he's exactly right. Federer is just weathering the storm here. He's trying to take care of his serve. He hasn't made any inroads on the Murray serve yet, but all it takes is one game, one little hiccup. If he can keep his nose ahead, he could win the set. And remember, at the Wimbledon final, I mean, Murray was thoroughly outplaying Federer through the first set and throughout most of the second set. And remember, Federer made a couple of brilliant shots, a little half volley, drop shot. And all of a sudden, there was like 7-8 minutes of magic from Roger, and a whole different match. Whether or not they're going to close the roof here, too, is another question.
Federer responds. Murray serves to stay in the second set. Crucial service game for Murray. Federer still trying to solve Andy's serve. Just that one break opportunity back in the first set.
I think he has to be a lot more aggressive on these second serves. The small chances that he gets. Tough to get through the first serve the way Andy's serving, but if he has a chance, go after the second serve. Send a big message.
He's not getting a look at too many second serves, though, Darren.
But he's not going after the second ones as well, so that gives Andy the luxury to know that he's safe on the second serve, so he's got the freedom to go for more on the first serve.
Good point. finishing rallies we've had tonight. Both guys probing. Murray maybe just buying some time with his challenge. And it was out.
Murray has one challenge remaining.
That's good. That's ridiculous.
Federer makes his push, and then Murray answers, threading that backhand on the line.
I mean, Federer threw the kitchen sink at Murray in this point. The slice backhands down the line with authority on them a couple of times in a row.
Describe how tough that is for people to redirect that backhand.
Unbelievable.
I don't know if you saw Federer's reaction after that. He sort of flicked his hand like, come on, get out of here.
Let's
take a floating ball like that and have the control to redirect it with that precision. That symbolizes the 4 Australian Open titles. The logos on the shoe. Federer muttering.
Yeah, well, he's ticked off about the last couple of points because he hit some monster shots that just kept coming back.
Frustrated after the point from Federer, who will challenge the call. If the call was right, it's 5-all. And even though Federer did make a push, Murray not yielding yet.
Again, Murray. 5 games on.
And now the pressure right back on Federer, as he's really made a big push the last couple of games to try to manufacture that break, but he just hasn't been able to break Murray's defenses.
Thank you.
Murray just has one challenge left.
15.
Molina says 100% sure about the call. And he reluctant to use the last challenge there. The call was correct. It was out. Tactic he's pulled out a few times tonight.
Well, he's got to change things up. It's been smart here to try to shorten some of these points. Put the pressure right back on Murray if he can hold quickly here. Nobody senses the rhythm of a match better than Federer. When to play fast, when to play slow. Trying to get through this service game quickly.
That's a great point, Patrick. Not just winning the points, but how you win them, because it might carry over to the next game.
Yeah, he knows Murray's had to work awfully hard the last couple of service games, and he wants to sort of put the pressure right back on him. A couple of quick moves up to the net for Federer, where he's been a lot more often recently. There's the great rocket, Rod Laver.
Lives in California now. Typically arrives back down in his home country for the championships. Been here the last couple nights.
Game.
And it is a very quick hole for Federer. Pressure back on to Murray. He'll try to force a tiebreak. No surprise, but this is the first extended set that Murray's had to play in the Australian Open. Nobody able to win more than 4 games off of him in any set coming in. Now really important next 10 minutes or so in this match. Murray tries to force the tiebreak, which will become, if it's played, really pivotal.
Well, how do you think Novak Djokovic is feeling now? He's got his legs up. He's kicking back. He won his match in 2-3 minutes less time than they've been out there so far tonight. 129 was his match against Federer. This match so far 132.
Yeah, the round before that against Berdic, physical but not very long, and of course the marathon against Wawrinka, 5:02.
15 long.
Who do you think you'd rather face? And to look at the serve, it was good. Who do you think Novak would rather see Sunday night?
I think he would. My opinion is that it's a tougher matchup for him against Murray than against Federer. But obviously they're both very difficult.
And also the fact that if Federer was to win this one, he went 5 sets with Tsonga, has to go 4 or 5 against Murray.
Yeah, that's a huge forehand. Yeah, I think Roger just needs to take a few more cuts like that on the forehand. Just go for broke once in a while. I mean, that's only his 6th forehand winner. And he just explodes. You know, he's capable of doing this a little bit more. And I think he's got to take a couple of chances. At the right moment, go for the winner. Pretty tough to outmaneuver Murray right now on this court, particularly when he's winning a point to 2 cheap points on his own serve a game.
Is that more because you think Murray's not letting him have those aggressive cuts, or he missed a lot of forehands against Tsonga? 27 errors off that side.
I just think he
a
has
lack of confidence in it.
Yeah, probably. I think he's trying to move him around more.
Game Murray.
It sort of goes against Federer's nature a little bit.
These guys have played 51 sets. Might surprise people. They've only played 5 tiebreaks. That's a pretty low percentage considering they're very well-matched players. And the only tiebreak in a Grand Slam, Patrick, do you remember that one? It was pretty memorable.
Wasn't that Wimbledon?
Well, it was the one here when in the final. Remember the 13-11 when Murray was down 2 sets but hung on?
The Wimbledon was 7-5. Yeah, okay. Suffice to say, this one's pretty big.
Yeah. And an early mini break to Murray. Federer's played 4 tie breaks in this tournament, won all 4 of them. But those weren't quite the same. Those were when he was up 2 sets. Tomic, Raonic. 1-2 against Tsonga in the 1st and 3rd.
Wow.
Lots of adrenaline.
Yeah, that's the first big miss from Murray in a while.
And Federer just shot Murray a little bit of a look after Andy sailed that forehand long.
Grabbed the mini break, sailed a pair of forehands. The advantage swings back to Federer.
Is this the little opening that Federer's been waiting for? And Murray trying to shake off his nerves.
Show Roger vulnerability, you're in trouble.
4-1, Federer.
Those misses by Murray, not really the sort where he was going after it, going for a winner. Just routine forehands. Could turn this whole thing around.
And Federer, you know, if they get into the rally, next couple of points, he's going to try to find the forehand again. This crowd will just absolutely erupt if Federer can take this tiebreak.
Let's go, Roger. Is the chant right now.
Thank you. Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Please.
Challenge it.
That's worth the challenge. That was a little bit of magic from Federer, but it did catch the line. Federer still up a mini break. It's 4-3.
Thank goodness for the challenge system.
You bet.
Thank you.
Little extra air in that forehand, Patrick, right? Made it a little tougher for Roger to time it up. Nothing wrong with those forehands.
You know, I thought that maybe Federer might try to step around and hit a forehand on that second serve, which is pretty predictable, but he elected not to. And that allowed Murray to get on top of the point, and a great move by him to move forward.
And now the winner of this point will have a set point.
Let's for service.
Was Murray too cute with the overhead? He tried to spike it, and that let Federer get a cut.
Wow. That was going way long.
Unbelievable turn of events right there.
That would have landed 6 feet out.
And Federer, as the crowd roars, a set point to level the semifinal. From Roger. Murray may live to regret playing that out ball. It'll be best of 3 now for a spot in the final as we send it back to the studio. Chris McHenry and Brad Gilbert.
Chris and Patrick, what a match you have now. Unbelievable, Brad. For Murray, a dozen aces, no doubles, all the stats leaning his way, and it's a set apiece.
Holy Toledo, the Fanatics are alive, and Murray flagged a ball, and now Roger's got life. It's unbelievable how this match just turned. Murray started out unbelievable with the serve and forehand were large and in charge. We're not used to seeing Andy Murray come out playing aggressive, and the first serve aces were flowing early in this match and often. That's not something we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing Murray with defense, but we're seeing big serves, and then the second component tonight with a huge forehand. He came out attacking forehands like we've never seen Murray in a big match. Surprising Roger. Watch him just thump this forehand. See ya. That was the staple of his game. To me, I thought early in the second set that he was going to run away with it. But then in the second set tiebreaker, Murray blinked a little bit. He hadn't made a couple of mistakes. He gets a little bit tight, and he gives Roger some help. 2 easy forehand errors in the tiebreaker. Just simple regulation mistakes that he had not made this whole match. And it's amazing that now this match is dead even. And this point right here will be a large looming point for the rest of the match. That ball was going at least 6 to 10 feet out. He should have put it away or let it go, but he does the double whammy and plays it, doesn't put it away. This match is dead even and now sways towards Roger the way that set ended.
Yeah, well, Roger Federer has won 53 of his last 54 matches here at the Australian Open when he wins the second set. That was a huge tiebreak win. The only loss in that streak, 0-9 final to Nadal, Brad.
The second set tiebreakers, when you lose a first set, always loom large. A lot of times that has a carryover effect into the third set. To me, that was a huge moment. If you look at the stats, you look at the numbers, everything pointed to Andy Murray being up 2 sets to none. But Roger Federer's sense of calmness, keeping it together, a couple of late come-ons, and he sees the opportunity to make it happen.
As we get it back to Chris and Patrick, Brad, one question: does Andy Murray get tight?
He got tight right there in that second set. It's time to regroup, hit the refresh button.
All right, he opens the third set on serve. Go ahead, Chris.
From a guy who never hit the refresh button or shook anything off in his career. Well, this is a test of Murray's composure. He didn't lose it or anything after that set. Just went back, changed the shirt, serving first to open the third.
Well, what he has to do is take a page out of Federer's book, which Federer weathered the storm in that second set when he was really dominating most of the play. He's got to weather this early storm, because just look what Federer did on the first point. Step around, forehand winner. This is where he wants to strike. But even there, Federer was, he smells blood in the water based on the way that second set ended. And he would love to jump out here and get a quick break, keep the momentum going. Remember how Murray won his first major. It wasn't easy. He got to go to a fifth set. Djokovic came back in that match. The momentum seemed to be on the side of Novak, and Murray stayed cool. He stayed calm, and he's obviously going to have to do that in this match. You have to like his chances physically.
Mm-hmm.
It's the mental battle.
Do you like his chances better mentally because he came through that tough match in New York?
Absolutely.
This is where we'll see if it's a different Murray at majors after winning one. This is his first test at a slam since New York. He's been coasting through this event. It's long. You're facing Federer, Patrick. Through two sets, you faced one break point. Served really well, yet it's a set all.
And I think you have to try to remind yourself on that long changeover after the set of those kind of things. I'm out playing Roger. I have great fitness. I've done all this work. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm confident. Keep playing my game. That's an impressive opening game there.
First game, third set.
Let's check how the IBM Insights worked out in set number 2.
I'm interested to see how that went. I want to see that. Look at this backhand. He steps up into the court.
You know, the sense is that Federer was more dominant in his first serve points, and that
let's see,
Murray's return points wouldn't quite be there. Yeah, wow. 21% is it.
21%.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's way below the target. According to that, it really shouldn't have been a close set. It was, certainly. The two missed forehands early in the tiebreak. Battled back from that. And then that misplay on the smash costing Andy.
Yeah, you forget. It's a good point, Chris, because he made a couple of really poor errors on the forehand early in the tiebreak. Got down 4-1. And now if you're Federer, you got to be saying to yourself, all right, I'm at a set all. I haven't played near my best tennis. He still only has 2 aces for the match.
But the serve did come around a lot better in the second set.
Much better in the second.
Especially the second part of the set.
Still think the movement from Roger is slightly off to what we've seen in the last couple of matches here, because normally he's been skidding to the forehand and skidding into the backhand. It's sort of, you know, the weight of shot from Murray's a little more than the players he's played. It's not quite the same movement from Roger tonight.
I think it's more the way Murray's hitting the ball down.
I agree.
He's just pushing him around. He's hitting the ball so crisp off the ground.
Really making Federer defend in this game. You put it more down to Murray's play than the 5-setter against Hong 2 nights ago?
Yeah, I mean, I think Darren was right, exactly right. I think early on, the first set, he was a little bit sluggish, Federer. He sort of worked his way into it. But I just think Murray's making him do a lot more of those quick moves that he's used to making other guys do.
The responds at a big point at left 30.
15-30.
Tennis. Federer down left 30, comes forward twice in a row. Darren, what would Murray be saying to himself after those 2 points? Like, what could he have possibly thought he did wrong? I'm just curious.
If I knew the answer to that,
okay,
I'd be a very wealthy man.
Okay, all right.
Tells you how big a match this is, that neither guy any sort of a letdown after that tight tiebreak. Both really sharp at the start of the third. Excellent points. Here's a chance. It's been a while since Murray's had a look at a break point. Federer, a big come on after he saves it. Yes. Half-hearted challenge from Murray.
Right service line. What was called?
Roger's fourth service game was the last time Murray had a look, Patrick, until that one right there. And the service beginning to find their target. Absorbing some big shots from Murray. Federer holds.
New balls, too, so that was a big hold for Federer with the old balls. Able to get out of that game. Murray's just laughing back there.
I just think a lot of that is conversation of frustration, because he knows he's playing a really good match, but he looks up at the scoreboard and he's not winning this match. He's not seeing it on the scoreboard, and that's what's been frustrating.
I also get this sense, Darren, and you could help me out courtside a little bit as you see Coach Lendl, that a couple of those rallies in that last game was Federer that seemed to physically come out of them a little bit better. He wanted to play quickly.
I agree with that.
Interesting. The old guy still trying to push the young guy. Say, can you hang with me?
Can we call him old?
Well,
I know what the
all in
birth
relative
certificate
terms,
says.
right?
Yeah.
See, I like that play. He did that in the previous game where he started to go after more second serves, and I feel like that's a really good play from Roger.
Came in on the second serve return, scolding himself for his volley technique.
Yeah, you don't see that too often.
No.
Stick the volley, Roger. Don't drop that wrist.
Second set tie breaks being so pivotal in a match. One guy either going up big or the match being dead even. Only once has Roger lost a match in a major when he's won a second set tiebreak. That was the loss to Tsonga when he was up 2-11 at Wimbledon a couple of years ago. You can't call him an old guy. There's no way this guy is
more mature.
On serve in the third. Our Franklin Templeton featured match is the Women's Championship. Victoria Azarenka tries to defend her title in her second major. And Li Na, a finalist here a couple of years ago and the French Open champion that same year in 2011. Li Na likely to be the crowd favorite with Azarenka's controversial finish to the semifinal with Sloane Stephens.
Pretty good prediction there, Chris. Yeah,
she would be anyway. She's popular.
Yeah.
50 love.
Talk about Roger's age. Only one guy in the last 3+ decades has been older than Roger is right now and made it to an Aussie Open final.
How many?
Only one.
Agassi?
Yeah, Andre in 2003 when he got Rainer Schüttler in the final.
Oh, that was a nice one for Andre, who's here, by the way.
Yes,
he's gotten into town. He's going to be handing out the trophy or the winner, so we'll see him Sunday night.
Andre gave a press conference. He was asked to pick a winner. He didn't shy away. He said Murray in 4. He thought that the toll the Tsonga match would take and Murray's ability to make it a long physical match. He thought Andy would have the edge in that department at the 2-hour mark.
Well, it's going to be a physical match. It already is. It's 2 hours of high octane tennis. And Murray's I see a few more whinges, which doesn't really mean much when we're talking about Murray.
Just had a look there at Roger Federer's feet coming off the ground as he makes contact with his serve. And talking to a lot of the old Davis Cup boys today with Kenny Rosewall and Roy Emerson, one of the rule changes they would like to see would be for that foot to stay planted like it used to. No jumping into the serve.
Murray's doing some more grimacing now. You've seen this a million times from him, Darren. Is there anything that you've spotted? Or do you think this is...
He's sort of been touching the left side, his hip or just lower back since the first game of the match. So I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Wait, I can't let that comment go, Darren.
Yeah.
I mean, no one respects those guys more than me, but they want to keep the foot on the ground.
Yeah,
I mean,
it used to be an old rule where you had to keep the front foot planted on the ground as you made contact with the ball. Yeah.
Well, they want to go back to wood rackets.
Well, they believe the game's been tailored for guys 6'6" and above.
Murray hesitated. He's moving fine now, Federer.
I don't think there's any 6'6" guys that can do that, okay? Tennis has been a running sport, and it always will be, and there's no better example than this tonight. This is outstanding.
Not many guys of any height can do that.
No.
26-ball rally. The effort showing him Murray continues to grab it.
Grab the quad. Looks like the left quad, yeah.
Sensing that Murray's having an issue, tests it with the dropper, but that has not worked well tonight, the drop shot for Roger.
No, but I like the move now. He's trying to send a message to Murray And he's trying to see how much are you really hurting.
He's been known to play possum.
Called out. So Federer's challenging. It was actually called out by the lines person.
And the call was good.
Those last two first serves just over 100 miles per hour for Andy, so a lot of pace has come off that first serve.
No, I'm sensing big time that Federer's got the edge and the physicality at the moment. And so is Murray.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All of a sudden making Murray do a lot of running. This is by far the most physical work Murray's done. He played a match against Berankis that went 212. This is already 204, but this was nothing like this match.
No, he's at a cakewalk to this match. This is a huge moment right here.
You said something important, Patrick. You said for the moment. It's worth remembering as Lendl looks on that when these guys have battled in recent years and been treated to these epics, often it changes back and forth. Who has the upper hand physically? We've seen that with Nadal and Djokovic.
That's why you can't. It doesn't necessarily mean when one guy's struggling that they're not going to get it back.
Right.
You're exactly right. This thing could be. We could be about halfway through this match.
Djokovic wouldn't mind that if this is the halfway point.
Yeah, I'd be just fine with him.
Yeah. All the action in the business end of this Australian Open focused inside Rod Laver Arena. No seats, no space, 15,000. Many of the legends of the sport watching, including Mr. Laver himself. This crowd has loved it right from the player introductions, really.
Take your seats, please. Thank you.
You came to see something special?
Yeah, so far so good, Rocket.
Sitting next to Stephen Healy, the president of Tennis Australia.
Had 12 major titles, misleading, of course, because of the circumstances in the pre-open year, and he was forced to sit out 4+ years of majors.
Didn't they sign a big new deal today, Darren, for a new sponsorship agreement for Australian Open?
I'm not sure about that.
Kia, I believe, signed an extra 5 more years. So that was big news down here.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey, we usually see him in London at Wimbledon in the year-end championships.
He's going for his career slam here, maybe.
Yeah, get him over to the French.
He's been to the U.S. Open. Okay, Murray able to muscle through that last game, making a push. Now he's got an opening.
Yeah. This backhand down the line, he's started to step that up a little bit. Flatten that one out. Roger a little late to that ball.
Thank you.
Roger questioning the call. long. Federer trying to weather that point from the start, but now Murray with 3 break opportunities.
Now Federer is hot right now.
I think he's upset about the ball on his side of the court, the run that may have caught the outside of the line. I think he's saying that maybe that was out.
Well, he asked the chair how much was it out by.
Okay.
So he's clearly frustrated right now, more by the fact that it's love 40.
Murray hasn't had a break since very early in this match. It was Federer's second service game. Federer needing a first serve, still facing 2 more break points.
That's a bad choice there from Federer. Kind of a lazy looking backhand, and Murray's got the break.
Yeah, the second serve for Rogers been a problem in this set, Patrick. He's been watching Murray get ahead, if not hit winners, get ahead in the points. Rogers won just 1 of 8 now in the second set.
And then Federer weathered that second set storm and looked like maybe he was starting to gain the momentum here, and credit Murray for hanging in there. Now he's got the lead in this third set.
I don't see any whinging now in the far end of the court. No body parts being clutched.
Murray challenging the call, the left hand line, or was called down.
If the call was correct, you lose the challenge, but it catches the line by 1 millimeter, I'm told. So it's an ace. These guys had that kind of sense that it was good. I mean, Murray makes a lot of crazy challenges sometimes, but off the racket, can he feel? I think I made that by a millimeter.
You have a decent idea, but maybe not by a millimeter. That one's good. And again, that's the solid serving still there from Murray. Ace number 14 to just 4 for Federer.
What a service game. Got the break. Held it low. Quick third set so far. Murray leads at 5-2. Throughout this match, it's been Federer sort of trying to fend off the aggressive style of Murray, fight from behind, able to pull out the second set in a tiebreak. But a turnaround in this third set, now serving to stay in it. Also Federer trying to weather, Darren.
Yeah, and also Chris, the crowd really trying to get behind Roger when he dropped his serve for 4-2. A couple of good early points in that service game by Murray really kept a lid on the crowd. They're trying to pull for Roger here.
Oh, look at that. That's a thing of beauty, that return.
Yeah, he's not making nearly enough first serves, and Murray is now hammering second serves. Not always a winner, but getting ahead every time.
Well, that tells the story there, Chris. The serve profile in this set, he's just 1 for 9.
15-all.
That first point, that backhand return winner, was just so easy looking for Murray. Just right up on the plate. Didn't even look like he was going for that much, and it was by Roger in a heartbeat.
Murray with it again, kind of flicking it as it came right up against his hip. Federer has come forward a lot tonight. He's been pretty successful when he has. He's needed to. Not in command of the baseline points, sure.
another second serve. See if Murray can step into it. Well, that was a better second there. Still a pretty clean return, but Roger swipes out a forehand.
It makes that look so easy. How many guys wouldn't be able to move the feet that quickly?
No,
get set up
guys,
beforehand.
Most guys can't. He makes everything look so easy. It's amazing.
Please.
Forehand by Murray on the stretch.
Well, that's given Roger a lot of trouble tonight. Murray running forehand back to his forehand and making Federer run. And he gets enough heat on that ball, and Roger's just a half step late to it.
Game Federer. Murray leads by 5 games to 3.
I think that forehand cross-court, Patrick, is one of the biggest things that has improved, because it used to be a real weakness. He would get out there and roll that ball cross-court and would sit up for the next forehand down the line from his opponent, and he's now really flattening that forehand out.
That's a great call. That's right.
Roger jumping around, most of the 15,000 behind him, hoping for the break as Murray serves for a 2-set-to-1 lead. Tight forehand.
Yeah, that's the shot that goes under pressure, and I'm sure that Roger will keep going back to it. That's what broke down in the tiebreak.
Once again, Murray just hammering away, yanking Federer to the forehand corner.
Well, these balls from Federer they're middle of the court. There's not a lot on them, and Murray's just, look where Murray's. He's just taking 1-2 steps and pounding the ball, and Federer's on the defense just way too often. I think he's got to take more chances on Murray's second serve to get on top of the rally. That you can't do anything about. Well, you could do something, at least change your position a little bit.
You know,
but Roger's not going to do that. So I'm not even going to talk about it anymore.
Put that suggestion away.
Right. Hey, Andre Agassi learned how to do that late in his career. I realize even Andre Agassi's not Roger Federer, but
he was pretty stubborn, though. He used to get aced a lot because he didn't want to back up.
Again, another little slice return, and Murray, to his credit, moving around quickly and does damage with the forehand.
And the way the second set ended, Murray getting tight at some big moments. Not many expected him to play this well in the third. He took it to Federer, and now 2 chances for a 2-set-to-1 lead. Impressive. Looking like a guy who won the last major of 2012. Murray is set away from another major final.
Titles are what a champion wins, but they're not always what he seeks. he can be after affirmation that the work has been worthwhile, that his approach is correct, that he deserves to be considered one of the best. A win means a step closer to this title and the affirmation of greatness all great champions seek at the Australian Open.
Murray impressive, grabbing a 2-set-to-1 lead. Affirmation of greatness. I mean, that's a nice phrase, because that's what many believe Murray could achieve here if he can win this match, and then of course beat Djokovic in the final on Sunday. Both players left the court. Murray was off quickly. Federer is now off the court as well. What's going through Roger's mind, knowing that he had momentum, but and Murray's clutching and grabbing and looking like he's maybe suffering physically, and then all of a sudden it turns around.
Well, I think what's going through Roger's mind is he's obviously he never panics, so he knows that he's down in this match. But the fact of the matter, Chris, is that he's really been outplayed in every set. He got a little bit of a break. I think Murray got a little bit tight in that second set. Roger was able to raise his game, but if he really looks back and analyzes it, which I think Federer's able to do as well as anyone mid-match, he's got to take more chances. He's got to be more aggressive. The serve has been the big difference. I mean, if you look at the overall numbers, more winners for Murray, less errors, and he's taking his serving a lot bigger, and he's handling his second serve points a lot better.
If he's going to get to this final, he's going to have to win it in 5 sets, which he had to do in the previous round. You look at it, it's 2:22. Not a long time to play 3 sets, but the points have been pretty physical. There's tension, and then of course there's 2 days ago he was out here for about 3.5 hours.
And I don't think Roger would admit that, but I think that's been a factor tonight. He's been a little bit sluggish. His serve has not quite been spot on, and you got to give Murray a lot of. That was a rough second set to lose. I mean, not to mention the fact that he flagged the ball at 5-all in the breaker to give Federer a set point, and then he closed it out. So he really weathered that storm well.
What's interesting is that this has been a pretty extended break. Federer trotting out now. He didn't go right away. He waited a while. You're allowed to do this once a match.
They'll go and
twice
change
in a 5-setter.
Went and change their outfits, I believe. So Rogers, especially when it's so cool at night, when you get all sweaty, and then you stop, you cool down. You know, it's a good move by both players to change their outfits. And I think that's what both of them did.
Federer will serve to start this 4th set. Hasn't had his typical serve rhythm. It's only been little pieces of this match when he's been able to dominate with the serve.
What please?
That's, you know, you got to marvel. I mean, we've always marveled at the play of Federer. He's the greatest player I've ever seen. But to me, I marvel at his intensity and his attitude. He just loses a set, and the first point after winning the point, he gives a come on. And that's what I think has been underestimated. And that's why, part of the reason why he's been able to win another major as he did last year, be number 2, 3, actually got back to 1 for a brief while last year, while these young guys who are so athletic, so hungry, continue to just breathe down his neck. And here he is, still very much in the game.
13-15.
You said it, outplayed for most of the match. You could make a case that against Tsonga in the quarters, he was outplayed for big pieces of the first 4 sets, but he began every set by dialing in. He was sharper at the start of sets. Didn't always run away with them.
Terrific return again from Andy Murray.
Problem is that Murray is not Tsonga at this point in his career.
No,
steadier player.
Yeah, steadier player and quicker player. Just a better. He's just a better tennis player.
And fitter as well in the 5th set. Roger's got to hope that he can just get it to a 5th at this point.
The other thing we're seeing from Murray here is his experience in these big matches. He's not panicking either. Even though he got tight, he's come right back. And now he's got a chance to get a commanding lead. Yeah, he's all over that second.
This is trouble. Murray slips and stays down.
Roger taking a long look to make sure he's okay.
Nobody has their ankles more heavily strapped than Murray. He wears those braces as a precaution all the time.
Yes.
Well, we've seen some players go down hard during this tournament. None more so than poor Brian Baker, who actually had to have surgery on his knee. Let's just take another look at this.
Meniscus surgery. Brian will be in that brace for about 6 weeks,
yeah,
they say.
Certainly wish him the best.
Fortunate.
Yeah, a little nod of the head there from Ivan. Roger is so far over the backhand side of the court. He's just asking for Andy Murray to hit that backhand down the line. He's taking a lot of risk with the amount of court that he's giving him.
Oh, Murray sprinted across, read it, and left the court open.
Yeah, I think the reason he's doing that, Darren, Federer, is that he's not making any progress off his backhand wing in this match. Murray's just too good at defending it, so Federer feels like he's got to cheat so he can hit more forehands. He's running out of options.
Crucial to fight off a break point in that game. Stay in front in the 4th. I mean, Federer can run out of options. We've seen it a couple of times. Not many guys in the world can do that.
No, not at all. But on hard courts, I mean, you look at the results the last couple of years, it's been Murray and Djokovic have been the two best guys on hard courts.
Listen to the crowd now. They're just trying to pull him with their will back into this semifinal. They're always for him down here, but they're really for him when he's down 2-1.
Please.
Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect example of what I was just talking about. Federer tries to be more offensive on the forehand, gets himself a little out of position, doesn't really get ahead in the point, and then sort of panics, pulls the trigger too early with the backhand down the line, misses it.
You said he never panics.
Well,
mini panic.
Mini.
Momentary. Federer may have played at least one out ball in that rally, maybe two, but wins it.
15-all.
Both guys working so hard right now. Federer trying to make push at the start of the fourth. He's had one measly break point all night on Murray's serve, and it was midway in the first set. That's pretty stunning.
Backhand there from Federer as he opens up the court. There's absolutely no giving in from Federer in this match. It's what you would expect from a legend. With a legend who doesn't rest on any of his laurels.
I really think that shot's hurt him tonight, though. The few opportunities that he's had second serves, just slicing that return back and letting Murray go after the first shot. It's been a little un-Federer-like return of the second serve.
I think we'd agree, Darren. It's a little puzzling. So used to seeing Roger raise trophies, Patrick, won 4 of these at home in Switzerland. And this might not surprise people. Behind glass, sealed. They can't get dusty. They can't tarnish. He says, yeah, you never have to clean them. Just behind glass.
That's smart.
Very Swiss.
Yeah, very smart.
As you said, he is so hungry to add to that trophy case, but a lot of work to do tonight just to get in to the final against the favorite Djokovic. But it's what drives him. This is the major where you get the full-size replica of the trophy.
Okay.
That's about 80 grand. At Wimbledon and some other places, you get kind of the mini cup.
Just the trophy's worth 80 grand?
80 grand?
Costs 80 grand to make them.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
Andre's got 4 of those sitting in Gil Reyes' gym.
He's not going to pawn them.
Not behind glass.
Left for service.
Just the 5th. Another very low total for Federer, even given the quality returner that Murray is.
Pretty high lob and even goes out of our camera range, but Federer has no trouble with it.
There's something off that serve, slicing it wide, 2-1.
Welcome back to the Australian Open 2013, presented by Franklin Templeton Investments.
Crowds outside and inside really enjoying the quality of this semifinal, but they'd enjoy it more, frankly, if their guy Roger Federer could turn it around. On serve, up 2-1 in the fourth set. No panic, but just the sense of that's going to take a lot of work, and that Murray's going to have to let him in the door a little bit.
Well, or Federer's going to have to crash through it. I think he's going to have to take some of those chances, attack the second serve if he can. He gets a look at it. That'll help. At the first point, always changes the complexion a little bit of the service approach to the game. Amazing that Murray has won 71% of his second serve points
against Federer. He doesn't do that against anybody.
Yeah, I mean, that's anytime you're even over 50%, that's pretty good.
Got away from him.
So that time Federer took a couple of big steps back. At least he changed it up a little bit, put a little more air under the ball. Murray makes a mistake.
Throughout this match, Murray's been able to really clean up the points following mistakes like that. Doesn't allow himself to really get into a prolonged dip. Has to do it right now. Serve and had a short ball, hammered it long. Murray's going to challenge.
Well, he jammed him, Chris, because Federer was actually stepping around to try to hit a forehand, which at least is sending a message to Murray. And maybe part of the reason why Murray tried to pull the trigger so quickly there, made the error.
First break opportunities for Federer. He's got 3 of them now in more than 2 hours.
15-14.
Crowd ready to erupt if Federer can get the break.
Wow. 2 monster serves to get to 30-40.
How nasty was that slice?
Had a lot on it.
Watch this tail away.
A lot of English, dare I say?
Oh, he's not English, my friend.
I understand. I'm well aware of that.
Boy, that didn't. Federer wasn't close to that. Still break point.
Ace.
2 hours and 42 minutes into this match. Federer breaks Murray for the first time.
Good change up on every one of those second serve returns.
Thank you.
Yes, change up there and was a step back, wasn't it? And at least in the ad court, he tried to move over that one deuce point. And now, Federer's got the lead now at the break. His mindset can go to, okay, let's be a little bit more offensive here.
He really hasn't been ahead. It hasn't felt like it the entire match. He's really been battling from behind.
Watch
how quickly here Federer will get back on the line. He's ready.
Oh, man, now he's feeling it.
Here's that magic you were talking about.
Give this man a little bit of an opening and look out. Absolutely crush that ball.
That's the service.
Sprinting through a pretty quick service game, stretches it to 4-1. Only once in their 19 head-to-head meetings have Murray and Federer even played 4 sets. That was at Wimbledon when Federer won in 4 after losing the first set. They've never played 5. In fact, Federer has never played consecutive 5-set matches, not even in Davis Cup.
Wow.
He will have to do that if he's to win this tonight.
And Murray, no matter what, he's accomplished the first tonight. Chris, he's won 2 sets against Federer in a major. Can he win 3?
Yeah, he had lost 9 of 10 coming in. He will not see it as progress, Patrick, if he loses this one in 5, Murray. Not when he knows he's outplayed Roger for huge portions of this match. That first serve just going off enough in that last service game for Murray to create trouble.
With the feeling that Federer will sort of manage his energies here to not expend too much energy in this game if he gets down in it quickly as he has here. Just needs enough to hold serve 2 more times and be ready for the 5th.
Aggressive cut at that second serve.
And Chris, I believe Roger's got a pretty good record of winning the next match after playing a 5-set match. Is that correct? I think he's like 10-1.
I think he's got a great record winning, period. But yeah.
So he plays a 5-set match and then comes back and wins the next match. Yes.
But he's never had to do it back-to-back 5-setters.
Exactly.
Djokovic also an excellent record. We saw the recuperative powers of Novak coming right back after that 5-hour match against Wawrinka. Memory serves, Novak's 12-3 ending after a 5-setter. Darren, we've got the crack researcher, Zach Gilbert, who told me that Federer is 12-3 in the round after a 5-setter.
Okay.
Heck of a percentage.
Well, Chris Fowler, I've got my crack researcher Tom Rinaldi next to me, who tells me he's exactly the same as Novak Djokovic.
I said that, yeah.
You said that?
Tom paying attention, yeah. Novak's win the other day was his 12th after a 5-setter. Both guys an excellent ability to recuperate, recover. I would predict that Nadal's record's pretty good too after 5 seconds.
I think so. Good play there for Murray, taking the return again early. His backhand cross court into the Federer backhand's done a lot of damage for him. 15 all.
13-15.
A lot more quick points though for Federer on his serve. That's helping him a lot. Still not many aces, still only 5 for the match. Well, that's a bad drop shot there.
Have you ever seen Federer lose so many points when he plays drop shots? I'm not sure he's won one tonight.
And this one was terrible, this one. Not only was it not a great time to play it, but it was, look how high it was, and it almost hit the service line.
Kim Sears, Murray's girlfriend.
That's a very poor shot at 30-15, 4-2 serving.
To get that return back in play.
Well, remember that drop shot. If that comes back, if Murray's able to get the break back, because that could prove to be really costly. Murray stayed home there, anticipated that shot.
And Roger chose not to go inside out with that forehand. Opportunity for Murray to get the break back. This would be deflating even for Federer. Mistake by Federer with the drop shot. 2 excellent points from the Scot to get back on serve in the 4th. The drop shot is a shot that Federer has grown to master, Patrick, after showing a lot of disdain for it early in his career. He kind of relented and learned it has been an effective weapon for him, but not tonight. Not the execution or the choice, the timing of it at all.
No, it was a shot that certainly helped him on the clay and helped him win the French Open. But on a hard court with this high bounce here against one of the fastest guys. Well, love 15.
Love 15.
It's also when you do it, Chris. I mean, he played a couple when there was that stage early in the 3rd when it looked like maybe Murray was feeling a little bit physically. He threw a couple in at 30, but serving at 4-2, 30-15 in the 4th when you're down 2-1, that's just not
15
good strategy.
15.
I mean, Federer had Murray on the ropes big time in this set. And you know that if they get to a fifth, the adrenaline, the experience, the crowd,
for sure,
edge Roger big time. But he has just let Murray back in this set.
The first one made it a trickier shot for Murray. And the pass clipped the tape.
Yeah, Murray, I thought, did pretty well with this one to keep it low. But Roger, again, he loves that ball that's low that he can just take right off the bounce. And does he get a little help from the net court? Absolutely. But I don't think Murray would have been able to handle that. That was coming in hot. How big is this point coming up?
Ridiculous defending with 2 shots by Murray, who will challenge the call on that backhand up the line.
That was awfully close there.
Did well to stay in the point, but Federer, one of the sweetest backhands of the night, creates a break point.
And a big fist pump from Roger. He attacked that second serve there too.
Federer pushing back.
Made some nice adjustments in this set on the return games.
Thank you.
Break for a chance to serve for the set and force a fifth.
Absolutely pummeled the return.
Adrenaline flowing, and he overcooked it.
He's looking up at the scoreboard, which is showing the replay. He's just staring at it. Was Federer there, saying, "How could I miss that?" Back to deuce.
Murray has allowed Federer just small chances in this match. Forehand miss, one not taken. Now a point for 4-all. That first serve by Murray was in. He has just one challenge left in the set. Didn't use it. Here's the unofficial challenge. What a huge
you got
factor.
That right. Yep.
Wow.
And then Roger steps around again and pounds the forehand return. He's starting to take those chances on the return, and they're paying off.
Yeah, how many miles per hour was that second serve?
Just 76. Yeah. step up and pull the trigger right now. Both guys probing each other. And Murray sees the slightest opening and absolutely unloads. Look at this short little backswing. He's already made the decision. I'm flattening it out. Clean winner. That's a huge shot.
Short backswing, but he brought it forward with a lot of speed. It's a late call, Darren. It is called long. Murray wondering why Enrique Lena wasn't quicker with the overrule, but she did correct her call.
No, it's been called out, but overruled.
And now it's a replay of the point. Players are confused.
It's a big dilemma here. He has to waste his challenge.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
Murray will have to challenge, and he's only got one incorrect challenge left. It was on the back of the line. Wow.
He's going to be furious.
Well, he was confused. I thought the call was out. It was the linesperson raising her hand to say she had changed it. Neither player heard it. He's out of challenges.
Unbelievable.
Got to keep his cool. That was on a game point for 4-all in the fourth.
And just quickly, the response to Federer going after Murray's second serve means he rolled that first serve in just to get the first in on the last point.
Yeah, he really laid it in soft there in that last first serve. A changeup. Excellent. Regains his composure. Good first serve.
Yeah, well, it'd be hard to imagine that Murray could keep his composure if he hadn't have won that first major at the Open. He's just handling it so much better.
That's well said. It's a changed man.
Yeah. Because he's being put through the ringer here. And not just by Federer.
Murray has no challenges remaining.
What a game, this service game. Federer had the break point, missed the forehand. Murray on a game point, thought he had it won. Deuce again.
Wow. And remember, if Murray had a challenge on the serve, that was an ace, which he didn't.
I know.
On game point.
Talk about plot twist in one game.
One game. I'm trying to keep up. I can't even follow this. This is unbelievable. What a play there from Murray off a good, clean return from Federer.
Murray showed a lot in that game. And Federer may regret that great point forehand that he sailed wide.
That was a heck of an effort from Andy Murray to fight through that.
Both guys burned some fuel in that game, emotional and physical.
Thank you.
Oh, well, the pressure squarely on Federer now. Cannot afford to drop serve here, obviously, at 4-all now.
Standing ovation. Many got to their feet, even though they'd love to see Federer win this set. You have to appreciate the effort both guys are giving right now.
I think that ball was caught by Shane Warne in the crowd, one of our most famous cricketers here in Australia.
He's a bowler, but he showed good hands.
He can't drop it. You kidding?
Let's have a look here.
He goes, yeah.
There it is. There's Warne. Nice
Yeah.
catch.
He's a legend here.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, look out now. Federer trying to shake it off, literally and figuratively. But he's in trouble now.
Goes to the reliable play, but it still wasn't really well hit forehand.
Well, he had good positioning, so he knew that Murray was so far back. That's the exact same, that's the exact same pattern there. It goes back to the forehand.
When you're pressed, Patrick, you go to instinctively your best patterns.
That's his go-to play, yeah.
And that's won him a lot of trophies, that pattern.
So is that attitude. Great return from Murray because a full stretch. Not only did he get it back, but he was able to keep it low.
Watch Murray sprint too. Again, just seeing Murray going to that corner.
That's a good point. Yeah. Guy's like a gazelle out there.
He flirted with a miss there. Murray can't challenge it.
Yep.
Out of challenges. Told it was good anyway. But Murray doesn't know that. Give it a long look. Here's how close it was. In a hole, backed up at love 30. Federer responds. Each game now has its own little tension. And Murray served to stay in the fourth set. His last serve this game was a crusade.
Having a conversation there with the chair umpire. Remember, the chair umpire doesn't have access to see whether that ball is in or out. He can't give him confirmation. And he was sure it was wide.
Yeah, he was talking about you better be sure it was the right call. And he said he didn't think it was. He better shake it off. Because he's shaken off so many things tonight. This match well into its fourth hour. Murray hungry to close it out in the fourth set.
I mean, we marvel at Murray's coverage and hustle. How about Federer? I mean, this guy's scrambling after everything. And he's the guy that played a 5-setter in the last match.
court.
Well, this is a play we haven't seen a lot of from Federer, taking the ball on the rise off the backhand and coming in behind it. An excellent stab, little pass there from Murray. Still think that's a good play for Federer.
Another drop shot played by Federer ends at a lost point. Murray holds for 5-all.
And he shakes his head as if to say, why am I keep continuing to do this? And at 40 love, not as big of a deal.
No, Murray said that's fine. Just keep hitting him, Roger. He's getting there easily.
What a match this is turning into.
You look at it. Murray, 13 more races, more forehand winners, more backhand winners. And yet Federer is still alive.
He's basically willing himself to be in this.
Remember also exactly 12 months ago, it was Novak Djokovic that was involved in that marathon semi-final against Andy Murray.
4 hours and 50 minutes to play 5:53 in the final against Nadal.
Trying to put the squeeze on Federer here. A lot of unforced errors from both guys. More for Federer and more winners for Murray. That differential would tell you that this has been all Andy Murray. But unfortunately, as good as our IBM stats are, they don't measure heart.
No.
You could feel that one coming. The high ball to the backhand from Murray. And now it's triple break point.
There's no questioning the heart of either guy, that's for sure. But this is Federer's biggest challenge of the match so far. Murray breaks. He serves for the final.
Quiet, please.
And now he's ahead 6-5. The final is right there for Murray on his racket.
Australian Open 2013 is presented by Franklin Templeton Investments. Gain from our perspective.
Now the younger man here looking the fresher and stronger late in this fourth set. Murray's serving at 4-5. Patrick, a pair of love games. Holds at love, breaks at love, and now serves for this semifinal at 6-5. And he will take everything Federer has now to hang on. He's really in deep trouble.
Well, he continues to bounce around, does Federer. I mean, his competitiveness, his will has been outstanding. He has been outplayed tonight. And Murray's now got the match on his racket. We're waiting for a few fans just behind the court to take their seats.
There's a guy in an aisle right behind Murray who's chosen to wander in late. Federer still hitting out. He shot Andy a look after that point. I'm emptying the bucket here, but Murray has the answer.
It looked like he said something there to him, Darren.
Absolutely. What look at this. I think he's angry that Murray stopped on the baseline. Expecting the out call.
Interesting.
I haven't seen this between these two.
I've never seen Federer that ticked off at an opponent ever. Wow.
Thank you.
That's Murray's response to it.
Yet another twist.
He chose to slice that ball up the middle. Well, Rogers on life support here, trying to get Murray's head at the last minute, you think?
Gosh. I was just thinking to myself that, boy, there's so much respect between these two guys, and there used to be quite a bit of tension between them. Maybe that's
tension, especially when Murray was beating Roger when he was a young guy. Big come on from Murray, trying to beat Federer again for the first time in a major. He's 2 points away.
Well, Murray's certainly showing with that come on that he's not going to back down.
He's shown that all night.
He's not done just yet.
Thank you.
Did you really expect anything else? What a game for Federer. He showed fight and feistiness from the very first point. He hit some huge shots. And he will serve to open this tiebreak. Still plenty of work to do to force a fifth set.
Ladies and gentlemen, players are ready. Quiet, please.
Murray was really frustrated after losing that game. Here was the first point of the game. The comment that Federer made to Andy.
Wow.
Rarely seen that to any opponent. Weak second serve.
72 miles an hour. And could that look and those comments have turned this thing around?
The Malocchio, the evil eye there early in the game. Well, Murray has flinched a bit.
Thank you. Quiet, please.
Federer with the mini break.
Please.
But it was a lot more than that little piece of gamesmanship.
No,
there was some tremendous shot making by Federer, going for forehands and backhands in that game.
Yeah, going for broke and connecting.
Challenge.
Federer challenging the broken. Right center service line. Always go down.
Murray is given an additional challenge now that we're in the tiebreak. He has one to play with. Back on serve.
Federer has 3 challenges remaining.
Come on.
This is a huge point coming up because the end where Andy Murray has been the tougher end to play the entire match.
So you're saying, Darren, if he can get it to 3-all, difficulty swings to Federer. Okay.
Next for service.
Classic Federer point.
I think Murray may have broken the string there. Top of the frame. Yep.
Heck of a time to pull out a fresh racket.
Yeah, no kidding.
Listen to this.
Yeah, this is Davis Cup style. Roger can make any court in the world feel like it's in Zurich or Geneva.
Exactly. He's welcome to play for the Australian Davis Cup team if he wishes.
Murray with a fresh racket now and a long walk and a lot of time to think about 2-4 deficit.
Oh. Unbelievable. Yeah, there have been some over the years, Chris, that have actually questioned the will and desire of Roger Federer just because he's made it look so easy. But I think anyone that has any lingering questions in that area, answered yet again by Mr. Federer. He's willing himself to get to a 5th set.
If they had questions, they shouldn't have. Four points to force a final set. Federer playing 5-setters back-to-back for the first time ever. We'll have it for you commercial-free after this.
Welcome back to the Australian Open 2013, presented by Franklin Templeton Investments.
Welcome back. We say good morning to you on the East Coast. We are here once again, another morning with live tennis, and this is incredible. We're going to a 5th set after Roger Federer pulls out the tiebreak in the 4th set. Andy Murray needs short-term memory here, Brad Gilbert. The last 3 5-set losses that Andy Murray has suffered, all from 2-1, all here, including last year's semifinal loss to Djokovic.
Wow, Murray 3 minutes from the finish line, blinks over a little controversy from Roger Federer calling him out over that line call, spurred his game on where he played so much more offensive tennis, and then Andy Murray, to me, played a little bit not to lose. Hit a couple of weak second serves, and Fed made him play. That's the first time that he got really aggressive on the second serve return, and to me, that turned the match. And then Andy Murray had a little exchange on that, change over there when Roger went to go off the court to talk to the umpire. He's a little bit rattled, so he needs to keep it together now here early in the 5th set. The Fed fans are going to be roaring this set, and I think he has a nice rush of energy at the moment.
All right, again, this set is commercial free. Enjoy it and get to it. Chris Fowler, Patrick McEnroe.
We are enjoying every minute of this. 3 hours and 33 minutes so far as they start the final set. Murray to serve.
I really don't know what Federer said to Murray. I mean, we're trying to find out exactly. It's pretty much impossible to know exactly what he did say. He just sort of yelled something across the net.
Pointed to his eye.
Yeah.
Murray just kind of smirked. But it's not like Andy unraveled in that game.
No, he didn't. No, Roger came. It was an adrenaline boost for Roger. By the way, just a quick side note, Chris, just memo to Victoria Azarenka. When the players left the court in this match, it was when the set was over.
It wasn't 10 minutes.
Right.
As far as we can tell, they're both breathing just fine.
Yeah.
Ready for the final set.
3 hours and 34 minutes in.
There's so many moments, Patrick. We talked about the guys pushing back at each other here. This is a challenge for Murray because he was a little bit hot with Henrik Molina in the chair after that set. Still sort of asking about the call late in it.
Well,
it was the ace he didn't challenge. He had one challenge left.
That's right.
Then there was the call when he was out of challenges in the sideline, which was good. Call was correct. He doesn't know that. Test right away. Surprising, Patrick, all that Roger has achieved and experienced, that there's anything that he hasn't done. But not having played back-to-back 5-setters ever. This is sort of uncharted territory for Federer, and I didn't think there was any uncharted territory.
It's uncharted territory, at least between these two. It's their first 5-set match.
This is already a minute longer than the Tsonga Federer 5-setter was, now at 3:35.
And it's already, Chris, excuse me, 2 hours longer than Djokovic's semifinal.
The happiest guy in Melbourne, so about Djokovic. Saying, let's make it 10-8 in the 5th, fellas. Not only does he get an extra day of rest before the final on Sunday compared to the winner here, but he's had a couple of comfortable rounds after the marathon with Wawrinka, which went 5:02. So he is 1,000% physical going into that match.
Well, Roger Federer was asked after his quarterfinal win over Wilfried Tsonga, you know, what is it that keeps you going, and what are the matches you remember? And he said, well, to be honest, he said a lot of the straight set matches are sort of a blur. He says, what I remember of matches like this is why I continue to play the game, these 5-set matches. Well, he's going to walk out of Melbourne with a lot of memories.
Yeah,
that's for sure. And by the way, so are we.
Yet again, this tournament produces such great memories. And we're blessed to have the golden era in men's tennis when these guys keep colliding in the final couple of rounds.
Oh, he went right at him.
Another drop shot by Federer. That might be the first point that he's won when he's played it, and Murray just thumped it right at him long.
Yeah, this is a hangover from that little moment they had between each other in that last game of the 4th set. No question about it.
The other thing about it, too, is that it would have given him love 30 if that was an easy shot.
He was really close to tagging him.
Shot.
And Federer roars an answer.
That's the shot that's been giving Federer trouble. The quick move, the explosive move to his forehand corner. And, well, it took him just 3 hours and 38 minutes to, I guess, loosen up to get this shot.
What's this reaction?
Unbelievable. And a little look over across the net. How intense is this?
Thank you.
It's been a really good job by Andy Murray in these first couple of games here. Must have been so disappointed losing that fourth set.
As a break opportunity, Darren. Could have perhaps already won this game if he hadn't missed that backhand. He came at Federer.
4 for 13 break points in the match for Murray. That's a smart move in this game for Murray. He hit some little heavy loopers, took a little pace off of it, but got it up high. This ball up high to the backhand wing, and Roger trying to take it right off the bounce. That's tricky. He pays the price.
And yet again, Federer, who's had to battle from behind, it seems like, for all 3.5 hours. Down again now in the fifth, the break. How many more pushes does he have left in him, Patrick?
Little looper again.
And also, Patrick, as I mentioned in the tie break, if there is going to be a breaker serve, that is the tough end. The players have had trouble from the one Federer is at.
Describe the wear and tear in the fifth set when he gets up high in that one-handed back.
It's just harder to generate the power on that. I mean, you have to have everything working: the legs, the upper body, the balance. Federer is actually, it's easier for him to handle pace on that side.
That's the shot that Nadal has used, especially on clay, to wear Federer down. Murray trying to stretch the lead now. This is Federer light. Get a break early in the set. Try to sprint to a quick hold. He's trying to make Roger hit as many backhands as he can right now.
What an impressive start to this fifth set for Murray.
How much of this is fitness, Darren? Federer looks like he's not moving quite as well right now.
Yeah, he's sort of been like that the entire match, though, so I wouldn't read too much into that, but Murray looks very good. He certainly looks the fresher of the two.
Younger man by almost 6 years. He may prove the difference in this final set as Murray backs up the break.
Only 4 points for Federer in the first 3 games of this set.
Seen the tremendous will, but it's been Murray outplaying Federer for most of this match, Patrick.
No, absolutely. The first set was really all Murray. It was just one break, but Murray was serving huge and able to control the first set. Second set went to the tie break, and that was the big point right there. 5 apiece. The ball was going out that Murray played. Third set, though, Murray bounced right back, won it comfortably 6-3. Looked like things were going to wrap up in the fourth. And this is where things really got interesting.
Murray's serving for it at 6-5. And watch this. No, he didn't show it. Federer, that's when Federer kind of made a little remark to Murray.
And Federer able to use that emotion to get him through the fourth set tiebreak. And now Murray right back in charge here in this final set.
Also different preparations for these two players coming into the Australian summer, with Federer playing those exhibitions in South America and taking a couple of extra weeks off in January to get ready. And Murray really working hard from December through to the start of January, then playing Brisbane, did his preseason in Miami. Certainly ready for this.
Yeah, he won the title in Brisbane. Wasn't it quite hot down there as well for that tune-up tournament? Murray said he couldn't have come into this prepared any better, couldn't have felt more confident about his game. It's hard to imagine Roger escaping this, Patrick, unless he can win some quick points for the first serve.
I mean, Murray's an amazing job. Roger's sort of continuing to try to stretch himself out to sort of keep the blood flowing, keep the energy going, because he's in big trouble now. Going right back to the well with that sort of looping ball to the backhand. He's mixed it up beautifully, has Murray, playing some of playing still big when he has to, but then mixing in those high heavy balls.
That's what he needs desperately, as Murray will challenge the call.
But doesn't it feel like Roger Federer has been in trouble the entire match?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that he's made it to 5 sets.
That's what we say, Darren. He's burned so much fuel, I think, having to fight from behind. And that ace taken off the board. Second serve now.
15-13.
Well, that really continued to be the problem for Federer, that second serve.
He's frustrated big time right now. He needs to find a way. Dig deep again. Hit a couple big serves.
Murray was challenging the ball on the left far sideline. What was called?
It did appear to be wide. Murray's still got 3 challenges left. Just burns through one here.
13.
Roger got lucky there.
I haven't seen too many of those serves from Federer into the body there. But you're right.
Good look at that pass.
Yeah, that was not a good approach. Federer has been just battling from behind this entire match.
That has to make it tougher.
It does. No, I mean, mentally. I think mentally, physically, you never really have that time in a match where you can relax a little bit. Even if you're down a set, if you're up a break, you have that little bit of, okay, I'm up a break, I can ease off the pedal. Really hasn't happened for Federer in this match.
Maybe just for a couple games when he got up the break early in the kind of free flow and hitting the forehands, but boy, it didn't last long.
No.
Murray dug right back into the set, made Roger really work for it, and that could end up being a huge factor in the 5th. The fact that Federer couldn't sprint to an easy 4th set. Federer on the board, but it took an hour and 11 minutes to level the match at 2 sets all, and it looked like it could have been a quick 4th set at one point.
And this game is going to be Federer's best chance.
At the far end?
Yeah, Murray serving against. It's always much stiffer than what it feels like when you're sitting courtside, but it's significantly tougher to hold serve from this end.
Just a few miles per hour breeze there is enough to kind of slow the serve down.
It feels like it's a little uphill from down there as well.
Well, it's felt uphill for Roger all night. He needs every edge he can get right now.
15
Been so much emotional energy from Federer in this match as well, which you don't see that often.
Good point. Didn't look as explosive going after those returns as we're used to seeing him, but that's understandable.
Thank you.
That was really tremendous. Under control, dictating the tempo of the rally, finds the opening, and there's plenty of margin there.
This is why it's so rarely been done, winning majors over 30 in the modern era. These young guys pushing you. Even as brilliant as Federer is, this may be too much. Murray stretches into 4-1. It's become so physical, Patrick, these battles, and again, having to fight through a younger guy against Tsonga, finding a way through, mainly with his will and mental steadiness. But Murray has been just as steady and strong mentally and physically tonight.
Well, and Murray's been there every game, every step of the way. He hasn't allowed Federer to really relax, you know, and that's a testament to Murray and the fact that he's, even in those 40 love games that he's down, he's continue to make Federer work. And at the moment, it's paying off right now.
Here's our tournament summary. Brought to you by
man, how's this guy
smiling?
feeling
Look at
right
Novak.
now?
He's smiling.
Yeah, I mean, he is happy as a clam right now. Are you kidding me?
The Italians, Irani and Vinci, who beat the Williams sisters en route to the doubles title. They knocked out the Aussie team of Dell'Acqua and Barty.
Barty is 16 years old. Yeah, that was a great run for them. And the Bryan brothers going for their 13th major.
It's a new team. Hassan Siesling, the Dutch guys.
Unbelievable run for them.
As a singles player.
Yeah, and Azarenka against Li Na, the women's final.
Got a couple of young Aussie boys in the boys final here. Kyrgios and Kokkinakis.
Who? What?
Kyrgios and Kokkinakis in the boys final.
They play doubles together too, which is fun.
Oh, yeah.
I knew Darren would wedge that in. Federer trying to stay alive. Murray wants to make him work for every point, even on Roger's service games.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's like Federer's gone to his more offensive stance when he's really in trouble, and I think that's been a tactical error from him. Not saying he would have won the match, based on how well Murray's played, but I think he's only gone to offense really when he's been desperate.
Too late to it.
Yeah. But you got to obviously give Murray. I mean, he's played an incredible match. '59 winners for Murray, 47 errors. That's a +12. Federer's 42 winners to 56. That's unheard of for him to be in, and that's again Murray's just ability to smother him.
Fairly economical service game for Roger, who's going to change rackets now as Murray serves at 4-2.
Boy, did he need an easy hold there. Got to gather his reserves now to try to make a push.
Really hasn't been able to do anything against Murray's first serve. He just needs Murray to miss a few and then get tight on some of those second serves.
What was it against Tsonga? Federer had 5 aces, or was it 6, 5 or 6 in the match?
He had 6 in a 5-set match.
He's got 5 in this match, and Murray has 19.
That'll be disappointing. He made a pretty good return on the Murray first serve. Got into the rally. Yeah, it was stunning to see him out-aced by a 3-1 margin by Tsonga, even though he's a big server, Joe. It's about 4-1 tonight. Exactly 4-1 now. 20-5 in that department. It's more aces than Andy's ever had in a match against Roger. Of course, this is the first time they've played 5 sets.
Yeah, Murray had 16 aces in the Wimbledon final against Federer.
Andy's mad he didn't move his feet on that one.
Maybe Roger will yell at him now to, hey, move your feet. He got mad at him for, I believe, for stopping in the middle of the rally, which is why he yelled at him at 6-5 in the 4th. Wow, that's impressive. We talk about the physicality and the work and the off season and the Lendl factor, and even before Lendl, I mean, Murray's always done the physical work, but you want to see that paying off. Well, just look at this right now. He's serving as big now as he did in the first game of the match.
That's something Tsonga couldn't do in the field against Federer. Murray, another show of his strength and stamina. He's a game away from the final. He's been close before. I think this feels like a mountain that Roger has to climb back from now. Hole, break, hole, just to get back even in the set.
You know, it feels like he's been climbing up the mountain and he keeps slipping back down. You know, every time he makes progress, he's going back down again. And now he's pretty far down at 2-5 in the 5th.
Let's check out the IBM Insights. We gave you the statistic at the beginning of the match that we would target to predict the outcome of the sets. Murray winning more than 36% of the first serve return points. Well below that in this 5th set. That was a pretty ambitious stat.
That was, yeah. Well,
Murray's found other ways.
It helps that he's been serving huge and winning a very high percentage of his own second serve. But that's, to me, the biggest difference in the match. 63% for Murray, 44% for Federer.
Absolutely. Every time they play, that is the most important stat.
And that is a huge gap. 18 percentage points in that category.
Federer's up to the line to serve with new balls. Try to stay in this. Any more arrows left for Federer tonight?
Love 15.
Footwork's not quite there from Federer now. Boy, getting down that quick break in the 5th, it's taking all the wind out of his sails. His tank is just about on empty.
Thank you.
No, Murray, very close now. A minute short of the 4-hour mark. double match point for the final.
Right, please. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, for the second right past the line, what was called?
One match point saved.
Murray has 1 time remaining. Thank you.
The Federer will never wavered, but the fuel tank ran dry, and the younger, stronger Andy Murray moves past Federer into the final. A terrific battle, exactly 4 hours. Murray took the initiative, the aggressor from the start. Rocket Rod on his feet like everybody else inside this arena, Patrick.
Yeah, what a performance from Andy Murray to weather all the storms that came from the racket of Federer, from the mind of Federer, from the heart. And a tremendous ovation. And I'll tell you, it sure was nice to see that handshake from both guys. Very classy. I'm sure they'll both say it was the heat of the moment battle, but you could see a tremendous amount of respect from both players to each other.
Federer now a streak of 6 hardcourt majors that he hasn't won. 1 in the last 9.
Well, this is probably the biggest ovation he's ever gotten here. Amazing. He emptied the bucket here tonight. That's a true champion at every level.
How much did he empty out of Andy Murray for the final on Sunday? That remains to be seen.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay.
Well, Andy, you've played Roger a lot of times. You've beaten him more than a few times, but this is the first time you've beaten him in a Grand Slam tournament, the 5th set. How did you turn that around after the 4th?
Well, I mean, it's always tough against him. Whichever tournament you play in, slams, I think, is when he plays his best tennis. It's been the way his whole career, and when his back's against the wall, it was 6-5 when I was serving 40 count with some unbelievable shots. He played so solid in the tiebreak, so I just had to keep fighting. He missed a few shots early in the 5th set, and I just stuck in.
Is this a match that you could have gotten through even a year ago? Given your experience in the last year with the Olympics, the confidence from the U.S. Open, did that carry you through, or was it just the shot making?
I mean, I think that obviously that all helps. I've been known for losing a lot of tough matches and big matches, especially here a few times, and having never beaten Roger in a big match until the Olympics, so that obviously helps, but it certainly doesn't make it any easier when you're trying to serve it up.
Can you talk about that moment, trying to serve for the finals in the 4th set? Was there extra tension in your body, or was it more Roger lifting at that moment?
I didn't serve as well, but I hit the ball pretty good from the back of the court, and I mean, he hit a couple of balls onto the line and went for it, and that's what he always does, and that's why he's come back so often in the slams, and yeah, that was it. I was obviously nervous, but I think he played very well too.
Did you feel a letdown in the tiebreak as a result of that?
I didn't play the best tiebreaker. It is hard when you're serving for a place in the final of a slam and you lose it, and then a few moments later you're back into a 5th set. So it's definitely tough, but I didn't play the best tiebreak.
Well, it was a great mental effort in the 5th set. Let's turn our attention to Novak Djokovic, who you'll be playing in the final. Did you see his semifinal last night?
I didn't see much of it. I heard about it, and I heard he played extremely well. This has been the court he's played his best tennis on. He's got, I think, 3 Australian Opens, and this is now his 3rd final in a row. I think that's right. Yeah, so he plays great here, and I'll obviously have to play my best game to win.
Take my word for it. It might be better that you didn't see it. He played pretty well last night. What about the experience that you have now going into this match? I mean, This is not a new thing for you. You know how to win a major. I read when you went to the U.S. Open that you still were wondering before you went onto the court, could you do it? Now you know you can. What difference will that make for you on Sunday night?
I hope it helps. You know, I'm sure if I get myself into a position to win it, and maybe it will be easier than it was at the US Open, for example, or even Wimbledon last year. But to get into that position, I'm going to have to play an unbelievable match, and I'll need to make sure I recover well, because that was, well, 4 hours. That's a long match.
Last year, your coach, Yvonne Lendl, told you before you went to play Novak in the semifinals, you need to be ready for pain. Are you ready for pain on Sunday night?
Yeah, I mean, every time we play each other, it's normally a very physical match. He's an unbelievable mover and have so many long rallies, so I'll need to be ready for the pain, and I hope it's a painful match. That means it'll be a good one.
We'll look forward to it. Go recover. Well done. Andy Murray, once again, into the Australian Open final.
Well, that's a nice thought. More pain and suffering in Melbourne 48 hours from now in the men's final. It would have been predicted this way. You could have drawn it up in the bracket. Obviously, these are the two odds makers favorites, even though Murray is the 3rd seed. Let's start with Roger Federer. He had won his last 3 5-set matches, but never in his amazing career had he tried to do this. Win back-to-back 5-setters. At the end, Murray's superior fitness and age is the main thing for me.
Absolutely, but I have obviously we've all marveled at the talent and the ability of Roger Federer, but what I marvel at now more than ever is his fight and his desire to be out there, to be playing in these big matches. He was really, to me, thoroughly outplayed in the match, yet he somehow got it into a 5th set. So it looked to me like a little bit of a resigned Roger Federer, that maybe the reality is starting to set in, that Djokovic and maybe now Andy Murray have surpassed him, certainly on this surface where 2 of the 4 majors are played. And now Murray, he's final at Wimbledon, US Open winner, final here.
Absolutely, and whoever wins the final on Sunday, history will be made, because remember, Djokovic is trying to go back to back to back here. No man has done that in the Open era since 1968. Murray's trying to become the first guy in the Open era to back up his first major by winning the next. Novak's going to be better rested. He's going to be fresher. There's no doubt about that. Statistically, there is no edge in the final for the guy that's had more rest. That's what they say. Well, what does the eye test say?
The eye test says, you know, he's got the extra day off. I think Murray's obviously at the fitness level. He's right there with him. As he said, he's ready. He's prepared to suffer and play those long runs. I'll tell you one thing, though. What Andy Murray has that he didn't have a year ago, he had obviously at the U.S. Open, but it wasn't a factor at the U.S. Open because the wind is the serve. 21 aces tonight, 3 no double faults. If he can serve big and win some cheap points, absolutely he can do the necessary road work to win that match.
And that's what Federer wasn't able to do against Tsonga. Perhaps that's why they win 5 sets. He couldn't do it again tonight, and Murray gets through him 6-2 in the 5th.
That was fun tonight,
exactly,
huh, Chris?
4 hours.
Unbelievable.
Let's go 4 or 5 hours more.
Let's
on
do it
Sunday
again,
night.
baby.
Now, to get the post-match comments of Andy Murray with Darren Cahill, Sportsnet will have those. Azarenka and Li Na for the Women's Championship. Djokovic and Murray for the men's final, both on ESPN. You got to stay up. You can't miss those.
You got to get up.
Thank you very much. Welcome, everyone. This is the latest. It's also live a little before 8 edition to SportsCenter. Kevin DeGandhi, I'm Carl Ravitch. Much more on that incredible Australian Open performance from Andy Murray, who you can see kind of developing not only emotionally, but physically, all the work that's paying off. And as they said, some resignation in Roger Federer during that entire match.
We saw the emotions in that 4th set from Federer. We thought, hey, he's going to come back in that 5th set and close things down. By the way, it was their 20th meeting, and just the first time it was gone to a 5th set. We have the highlights right here. Murray versus Federer. Murray came out strong to win the 1st set, and here he is in the 2nd. Federer tries to get him with a drop shot, but Murray hustles to return it. Federer backhand, but Murray makes a great forehand to get the point. That set would go to a tiebreak. Even 5-all. Murray tries to slam Federer's backhand down. Federer hits a backhand into the corner, and he's pumped. The emotions. Federer serving for the set. Nice forehand from Federer, and it goes long. Federer battles back, takes the set. 3rd set, Murray takes the set. Fantastic ace there. The emotions back and forth, 4th set. To a tiebreak, Federer slams it down. Next serve. Federer gets Murray. Great forehand down the sideline. Oh, Federer will go on to win the set, forcing a 5th set. And match point. Well, this looks like we are in the tiebreak, by the way, in that 4th set. Yeah, you see the emotions there from Federer. And then Murray, Federer responding. We go to a 5th set. Federer is serving. And his forehand is long. So it went 4 hours. Epic battle as Andy Murray earns his spot to face Novak Djokovic in the final.
That should be outstanding. And again, you kind of saw Murray blink a little bit, but in the end, he was better than Roger Federer. We'll have now, going back to Melbourne, Andy Murray is standing by with Darren Cahill.
Okay, Andy Murray, a 5-set winner over Roger Federer. Unbelievable match. Great for you as well. This building the confidence over the last 6 or 9 months, a win at the US Open, a win at the Olympics, going into a final against Novak Djokovic. How much belief does this give you?
Yeah, I mean, it helps, obviously, having won, a tough one in the US Open final, also semis of the Olympics too. So, just knowing that you can win against those guys in the big matches definitely helps. And, the last 6-9 months definitely helped out there tonight.
Serve was incredible again tonight. Can you remember a match where you've served so well for such a long period?
No, I think I hit my spots very well. It was the biggest I'd served all tournament, which is surprising because it was the slowest conditions. But I definitely served well, and second serve. I realised at the end of the 4th set I wasn't hitting it big enough, so I went a little bit bigger in the 5th set, and that helped.
Roger Federer is very difficult to beat, but at the end of the 4th set, you served for the 4th set. What's going through your mind when he came back and he won that tiebreak?
It's kind of hard to explain. You're kind of, I don't want to say shocked, but, it's tough to kind of look forward, when you're so close to victory and you're actually feeling pretty good, and I hadn't had too many problems on my serve up till that point. And he comes up with some unbelievable shots and was playing extremely aggressive, and it was definitely tough. But we took a toilet break after the 4th set. I had quite a long changeover there, so I had a bit of time to sort of think about things, regroup, and do what I did to get myself in that position.
Into the final against Novak Djokovic. You've been into the final here before at the Australian Open, but what does it mean to you to beat Federer before meeting Djokovic in the final?
Yeah, it's big. I mean, I'd never beaten Roger in a slam before. I'd lost quite a few times fairly comfortably to him. The Wimbledon one was the best match I played against him. So it definitely will help, hopefully, with the confidence, because I hadn't played many tough matches here, and that was definitely the toughest one so far. So I hope that helps going into Sunday. But I need to make sure I recover really well tonight.
Yeah, preparation is going to be key to beat Novak. What is going to be the most important thing?
I need to recover well. It's going to be a long match if I want to win, and that's what I have to do. I mean, there's no other way about it. You can't just blast through him. He moves too well for that, so I need to play solid, take my chances when they're there, and come forward when I get the opportunity, like I did tonight.
Andy, great performance into the final, and good luck. And Brad says well done as well. He's sitting on the desk.
Thanks, Brad.
All right, let's go back to Chris McKendry and Brad Gilbert.
Darren, thanks. Brad Gilbert, you were with Andy when he was a young guy just coming up, and so much was expected of him, and he's had a hard time getting there. And now it's the gold medal, the US Open. He beats Federer in 5 sets, and the way he lost the 4th, came back in that 5th, and in 13 minutes was up 3-love. Really impressive.
He showed amazing resolve, because after losing that 4th set, serving for the match, all signs pointed to Roger getting stronger in that 5th, and a little bit of a hangover for Murray. But the serve, 3 touchdowns tonight.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, that weapon. And he got back to playing aggressive. And I think the big difference, the old Andy Murray from a few years ago would have given his box the business. He might have lost his focus. He did yell at the umpire a little bit. But the Lendl factor, he kept focused. He kept concentrated, and he went back to work, got the early break. And I think when he got the early break, he relaxed, forgot about what he didn't get, and focused on what he's about to get.
And to translate for the SportsCenter audience, when Brad says 3 touchdowns on the serves, that's because Murray aced Roger 21 times to just 5 for Roger Federer. A little translation for the audience. It feels like a watershed moment among the top men, Brad. I mean, it's the 10th straight Grand Slam final. We're going to see 2 of the top 4. It's Djokovic and Murray. But it does feel like a bit of a change because now it's Murray and Djokovic really taking over as the rivalry in this sport.
We got 2 guys that are 25 years old, born a week apart, known each other since they've been kids. This is a humongous match. Andy Murray making a push for #1 in the world.